Hello and welcome, everybody.
Hello.
We
Hi.
are
Hello.
back. Alrighty. Oh, man. It has been a day of me not being able to sleep. So apologies if I don't seem like I'm completely all here. But, I've had a collective 3.5 hours of sleep. So
Hmm.
that's where we're at. I had 2 hours last night, and then I've had an hour and a half right before the show.
To, to be fair, it didn't help that like you did something. Then you called me up right at like 6 a.m. It's like, hey, let me just take you on a house tour real quick, and also just talk to you about all this stuff I'm getting.
Oh
And I was
no,
like,
no, that was when I woke up.
oh
That
really?
was right after I woke up. Yeah. Like
Oh
I'd
damn.
already
Yeah,
been awake. That wasn't me going to sleep. I'd already been woken up. And
Mm.
I
yeah. I
woke up
remember
and
when.
I woke up naturally.
Oh damn.
Ugh.
Yeah, I was
That's the worst
mad
part.
about
No,
that. I was
better than.
so mad about
Mm.
that.
Because your head is sitting there like, hey, you should be awake right now, and you're still tired, and you're like,
Yeah.
Hold on, that window
Mm.
up.
So also,
Yeah, because I
I'm not good
remember.
at camera. Also on phone camera angles, not good about that.
Uh,
Funny story, and I'll grab this. Do you want to know what I look like with hair?
oh god.
Oh yeah.
is that why you're not able to sleep? Your body's like,
No,
get up. You
God,
got
no,
hair to
no,
grow.
no.
You got hair to grow. What is
It
he, a
grows.
teenager?
It grows the most efficient when you're awake. That's how that stuff works, right? You don't just sleep and you're like, huh? Maybe I need to cut my hair or my nails or whatever.
Nope. I just figured it was more like a Play-Doh machine where you just had to
So
clench and
I
just
wasn't
and then your hair
lying
and
when I
everything
said
grows.
I was like of the class of 2000. I really was. I don't know how,
Mm.
where, or why they found it. Oh my God, I'm wearing a Sailor Moon shirt. It's hidden. It's
Mm.
hidden behind all the. It's hidden behind that classic '90s denim like overshirt thing. But yeah. Even back then, I was a weeby boy.
Mm.
Huh.
That's
Oh,
me with
weeby
hair.
boy.
Oh, see,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Ugh, I had hair at one point. I have that.
Scary.
Glorious locks.
I had to put
Should we
stuff
make?
up. I had to
Oh.
put stuff up on like my fridge and stuff because I know that my mom always complains about how I don't have any photos of me. I don't take pictures of me. And I'm like, well,
You
yeah.
don't want to be reminded of the good old days.
Mm.
The good old days. Nah, dude, I still got plenty of life in me.
Mm.
Uh, I love who I am, and it's not like I can't get back to that time. It's actually
Yep.
pretty easy. It's actually pretty easy. Just lose weight and regrow hair.
No regrets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second part's gonna be a little tougher.
I know
but-
that. Well, I know they
No,
could do
no,
implants
with the right
or
amount of
something
money.
for hairs.
With the
Yeah.
right amount of money, implants,
Yeah, there's
motherfucker.
like hair
Just
implants that
because
some
we
people
haven't
do.
had a Keep sponsorship, don't suddenly forget about them.
Well, true,
Mm.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Keeps.
I wonder if that actually works.
Mm. They certainly advertise that it does. So.
I'm about to find out.
Mm.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on that.
We'll keep you posted. We'll keep the light on
Mm.
for you. Oh, and so this is one of the places that's nearby that I found out about that I might want to try, and I guess you might want to as well. It's called Steam Boys.
Okay.
Mm.
Interesting.
Hey, boys!
Shim, you might
Mm.
be interested in this and know more a bit about this, but they sell our bowls and dumplings are freshly made every morning.
Mm. That sounds really good.
So
Actually.
yeah,
That's really good.
they have
Wow.
steam bowls. They also do noodles.
Mhm.
Uh,
They do shumai, chashu,
no-
hakao, any of that?
uh,
Huh.
I don't think so. There's
Sorry, I should tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, you
Hakao
should-
is like shrimp dumpling.
no. I get I know
Uh,
what you were saying.
yeah,
I know you have to
yeah.
white it. I know you have to white it down for
You have to-
everybody else. Yeah.
Aye.
Mhm. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
But it's,
You gotta
pork beef and-
Americanize it, man.
Unfortunately, this play tends to just do the pork, beef, veggie kind of selections. You
I
got
mean,
pork,
it's still good.
pork
you
shank,
know?
seafood, veggie, chicken.
Yep, seafood,
Uh,
veggie, chicken, pork,
How you say
dumplings.
this? Zhajiang noodles.
Shashang. I guess I have to go
Zhajiang
try that.
noodles?
Something like that. I have to go double check on
Brothless,
those.
savory sauce, ground pork, fermented soybeans, fresh cilantro, and scallions. Okay.
Mm.
Pork belly rice, beef rice, veggie rice, chicken rice, pork and cabbage. Okay, so pork and cabbage dumplings, pork and
Yep.
cabbage shrimp, or pork and
That sounds
shrimp.
like a. that sounds
Chicken
like
and
a-
cabbage.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And this
I mean,
is
they all
for
sound pretty
this is
good.
for handcrafted dumplings, and then you have the pan seared dumplings, which
Those ones are good. If
And
you have
then
the
you
chance,
have-
get those.
then you have same ones: pork and cabbage, pork and shrimp, and then chicken and cabbage. I definitely want to try the chicken and cabbage. Then you have the hot dumpling bowl, and that's the spicy dumplings.
Okay, that sounds good. Probably
yeah.
with chili oil.
And it's the pork and cabbage, pork and shrimp, chicken and cabbage, and then pan seared dumplings, same thing. And then you have soup dumplings, xiaolong baos.
Oh, I love soup dumplings. They're
You
great.
have baos and dumplings. These are your lunch combos. You get baos and dumplings, baos and rice, dumplings and boba. Baos
They have
and
boba
noodle.
too?
Yeah,
Damn.
they have
Okay.
boba.
Wow.
Dude,
They got
dude,
everything.
Dude, if you take out if you look on the back, just this back is just their drinks, just their drinks,
That's awesome.
and they have all right. So check this out. They've got, all right, chocolate. All right, see this whole section is just milk teas. So they've got chocolate, coffee, Earl Grey, ginger, honeydew, lavender, mango, matcha, mocha, oolong, rose, steam boys, strawberry, taro, and thyme milk teas.
Okay.
Then they have blueberry, dragon fruit, kiwi. I'm sorry, blueberry, dragon, kiwi, lychee, mango, passion, peach, pineapple, sakura, strawberry, and yogurt jasmine tea. All of those are fruit teas. Then they have Vietnamese black coffee, Vietnamese milk coffee, Vietnamese coffee latte, and then Vietnamese sea salt coffee.
I do love Vietnamese coffee.
Oreo cookies
very
blend.
strong.
Oreo cookies blended.
Ah,
I don't know why I don't know why all this Oreo stuff, but yeah, we're definitely
People like
going here
cookies.
with Edgar, dude. We are definitely going there with Edgar, and if that's not enough, there's a pizza place right next door. Yeah. That actually makes some pretty daggum good pizza. It's not like a Domino's kind of thing. Like, it is a pizza place. Keep in mind, there is a stir fry place all the way at the end where you literally build your own stir fry. Like, you go in as a sit down restaurant and you literally build your own stir fry.
Is it
And-
Hoo Hot?
I don't think so. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say Hoo Hot's very much similar, where they have all the ingredients and then you just pluck all them and then get the sauce and all that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
they cook it for you in the middle of the restaurant.
Hell
It's
yeah.
pretty nice.
Nice. And also, this is the area where they have a Five Guys.
That is always solid.
So
I
all
love
of that
Five
is in
Guys,
this
but
area.
it's so expensive.
But it's so
It
good.
is.
Their fries are
But
I
so
it
need to
is
have
very
Five
juicy.
Guys. It better be worth it. Man.
Dude,
First
here's
time
the
I
thing.
tried.
Here's the thing. Oh, it is. It is. That's the thing. I could order a Five Guys meal, cut the burger in half, get just a medium fry. That burger and half a burger, half of those fries could feed you.
Yeah,
Their fry
fair.
Like
portions
the meal
are
or just
insane.
like the whole day?
yeah.
No,
Well, they
the meal.
purposely stuff a bunch of them in there, so
No, the meal, child.
Yeah.
No, not the whole day. Well, I mean,
I was okay. Yeah. I just wanted to-
technically, if we're talking calorie count, yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's a different story.
All right. Anyway, Taro Oreo, Ice Mocha Oreo,
Taro's
Matcha
nice.
Oreo, and Choco Oreo.
Matcha Oreo sounds really interesting.
Black Tiger Sugar Latte,
hmm
Strawberry Matcha Latte, Mashed Taro Jasmine Milk Tea, Orange Lemongrass Peach Tea, Steam Boys Mangonada, and then there's a bunch of toppings and add-ons and all sorts of other stuff. So, but
Sounds pretty solid to me.
yeah, that I want to go there, but I've been recovering for those that did not catch Anime Church, because I did not realize until after it was over that I forgot to post on Twitter and Discord that we were live with Anime Church.
Oh,
So for those of you that missed it,
I was there.
So for those of you that missed it, hi. On Friday the 13th, I had another bout with the kidney stone. That was my Jason Voorhees.
On the 13th,
Yeah,
too.
I was
Sounds
laid up. I was laid up in here. Thankfully, unlike the previous one where I had 5 stones, this time it was just the one, and it was nowhere nearly as bad because it was just the one.
Ouch.
It was just
Still,
very
though.
Come out?
annoying. I don't know.
Oh shit.
I'm able to eat solid food and hold it down. It's just like some bad decisions were made. Oh no, bad decision as in I went to
Yeah,
Jack
I
in the
got to
Box
hear
and I
about
should have
that.
not. I should have not. Yeah.
Shouldn't have.
However,
I've never eaten
no. Here, well,
I've
the
eaten
problem
there,
is
but-
because I went and got like their spicy, or I went and got like their onion rings, and like they messed up. I was supposed to get like chicken tenders, but they didn't serve chicken tenders at that time. They shut off their fryer or whatever, and I was like, well, then why'd you let me order chicken tenders online? You know, they're like they weren't supposed to let you, motherfucker. So I
Well,
ended
for the
up-
time for when you ordered it to the time when you picked it up, I
they
guess.
had no. It was a 10-minute difference. They had already shut it down like hours previous.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, that's on them. They should
Yeah.
not have.
Yep.
So I ended
Somebody
up getting
didn't
I ended up getting a chicken sandwich of equal
They should have
value.
declined your order at least.
No.
No, at least they compensated you for it.
Yeah.
No, they just gave me a different. They were like, "Hey, just give me a different."
No, well, that's what they should have did. Then asked you like, "This is why."
yeah,
I told
yeah.
you this is why.
Yeah, well, when I went to order it, well, they told me that when I went to go pick up my food, and all that stuff. Anyway, so
okay.
they were like, "Is there something else on the menu that you'd like?" And I was like, "Well, motherfucker, the reason I picked that was because I didn't want to have anything with cheese on it, and everything here has cheese on it." And I'm like,
Cheese.
"Motherfucker." Because I'm supposed to be cutting back on cheese, but I really like cheese.
Everyone likes cheese.
Cheese is so good. Anyway,
Very Gouda.
yeah.
Gouda cheese.
Anyway, anyhow, anyhow,
Mexican style, extra
so-
sharp.
hush.
Mozzarella.
You know, you still keep talking about cheese for somebody that's in like internet stabbing distance.
Internet.
We'll reach
One
through
call.
phone lines.
One call.
I told you to stop talking about cheese. I have to give it up, and you keep going. You just keep pressing that button. It's not that difficult for me to get a plane ride over to you now.
Look,
It's true.
you're
Actually,
you're
funny
really gonna
enough,
turn
my
him into
local
a
airport
muncher,
doesn't
okay?
actually
I'm
go
not-
to Seattle. I have to drive to Seattle.
Well,
You
good
still have to
luck.
that
drive
wasn't my
afterwards.
fault.
Rental cars aren't that expensive.
I mean, for how many gas miles you have to come out here. Yeah.
You're not as safe as you think you are. I will Homer Simpson your ass. But get over here! You'll be Bart Simpson.
That's like the first time you and me are gonna interact with each other on camera. It's like, all right, you guys ready?
Oh, that's
Chat.
gonna be awesome.
All
Here we
right, it's
go.
gonna be all right. Reggie gets his hands up, and we're gonna do the Homer Simpson. Bit.
Why you little?
Sorry, I thought you were gonna do the thing like in that one episode where he's like, "Must kill Mo."
Must.
Wee.
Or it's the other way
Must kill
around.
Mo.
It's the other,
Yeah.
somehow it's the other way around where Richie's like, you know, where Homer's in the bath and Bart like smashes him over the head with a chair.
Well,
Whatever.
that's
Like,
gonna happen to you,
what
dude.
the hell is wrong with you?
I will never be in a bathtub near you. No.
Yeah, no, we're not. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no. Okay. Anyhow, you have to pay the mouse tax. Yes. No one's paying the
Oh, yeah,
cheese
there's something.
tax, you assholes. Anyway, we're done with that. We're moving on. Other things that happened. Okay, so I'm now running on a full amount of RAM, like 32 gigs of RAM, so none of this is slowing me down. So my shit should look immaculate at this point. And I realized that one of my RAM sticks was not plugged all the way in, and that was why I
Yep,
was getting some issues. So that should be fixed. Also,
Yep.
I threw
that
away
happened.
my 1080 graphics card So that's gone now because I'm now rocking a 4070.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait. So like it was just broken, or just like you didn't accidentally?
Oh no,
Probably.
upgrades,
Old.
people, upgrades.
Okay.
1080 versus a 4070.
No,
Which
it's
one's
just the way
better?
he said it. It sounded
Dude,
like he accidentally threw
I
it
took
because
it
of
for
the
a
RAM
test
issue.
drive this morning. He can attest to this. I literally plugged in Resident Evil 4, turned the settings the fuck up. Like, okay, before, here's what my graphics card can handle. If I did anything harder than like 4.5 gigs, it would go into the red. As far as like what it would handle from a graphics setting of like, this is too much of a load on your graphics card. Now, anything over 10.5 gigs will put me in the red setting.
Which that's good. That's
I
why they
turned
started up the VRAM on
everything. I turned everything up to almost max, just because I don't think I need everything at like its highest quality. But
You
I
just wanna
turned
stress
everything
test it.
almost. Yeah, I'm kind of stress testing it just cause I could. So everything's at like 7 gigs and shit right now, and it's just nothing. It's purring. I had stuff going, and it was like 24% GPU, 24% CPU, 12% memory, and I'm like, yeah.
that.
That's good
New
numbers.
GPU high. You gotta love it.
Man, I am rocking a beast
Look at you!
right now.
Look at you! You're all giddy and everything.
I am.
I wanted to get a 47. I actually got a 3060 Ti, and it's still good for my 1080. So it's still running good for me.
So the next mission is
But
we're
that's more of a
kidnapping Shen,
placeholder.
bringing him over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To get
It sounded more like earlier you were gonna kidnap me just for the shit
No.
of it.
I'm gonna strangle you.
You're gonna knock me out before you kidnap me.
See. Here, this is kiss, marry, kill. So that's what it is.
Wait.
Which one
So,
was
Who's
so
the
I
Mary
kiss.
then?
So I kiss Moon.
Hi.
Oh,
Okay.
I
I mean, he
hey,
has
at
the
least it's
mustache
not
for
the
it.
other version.
the other. Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, with enough
Oh.
alcohol, I could be persuaded.
I mean,
I could too.
You'll
a
be
warm
kissing
body,
Jesus,
a
though.
warm body is a warm body. That's all I'm saying.
It's true.
Accurate.
Nobody said you had to be alive for it.
Oh,
Oh.
my God. That's
I mean,
that's not where we were going.
No.
The bus. I
No,
didn't
I
think the bus was going
no,
that
I
way.
should
Look,
be
look,
more
look,
scared.
look. It's gross, but I'd say it's at least one step above Bill Cosby. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Because at that point,
Well,
nobody's really yelling at you about consent.
Really
They're
want to be
more
comparing
worried that you
yourself to
just
Bill
murdered.
Cosby?
Because at that point, nobody's really screaming at you about consent. They're more mad that you just offed a person. You know.
Should we leave? You guys clearly have things to talk about. Yeah, it might be a
Yeah,
little
Karen's
while.
got
We'll
hands
get
on
back in like
moving
an
falls
hour.
in
You
love.
check
What
out for
was
like
it?
10
What was the
minutes.
quote from
Yeah.
Freddy? It's not my fault. This bitch is dead on her feet.
Jesus Christ.
Dude.
When a girl in a movie falls in love with a corpse, everyone's so happy. But when I fall in love with a freshly made corpse, everyone's what's the word?
Loses their minds.
Yeah.
All right. So I marry
I'm
Shim.
somehow the bad guy.
So I marry Shim and then I kill Sonic. So there we go. We figured it all out.
We'd have a lot of hobbies to share.
We'd have. Well, here's the Shim. That's the other thing I
Yes.
didn't get to share with you. Hold on.
I'm holding.
So this would become your new TV.
Oh, it's a projector. Nice.
Oh yes.
I wanted to get one of
Oh,
those because I know
yeah.
there's one that's like a
And-
projector slash like a.
And
Oh, go ahead.
and
Yeah. And.
But wait, there's more.
but wait, there's more. No, I don't have a fog machine.
Damn it.
That would be kind of cool.
It would go really, really well.
Ooh.
Oh, a PS5. Nice.
Oh, and it's the disc drive one. Cool, nice.
Yeah.
A box for a PS5. That's awesome.
No,
I
it's
mean,
it's
I
just
don't
the
know what
box.
you
It's
guys
not
are
actually
so
a PS5,
excited
guys.
about.
Don't
It's
worry
a-
about
People
it.
I
do
still
just
freak out.
sell
He's
the
got a new
box.
Wi-Fi router.
I know, it's
obviously.
stupid.
There's some
Up yet?
sick fucks out there who put like gifts of like inside of a box, inside of a box, inside of a box, and it's like a gift card. One of
Or
my
just
uncles
rocks.
did that, and I was like, "Oh man, this is awesome!" Oh wait, it's not.
That is
oh, this is
absolutely
awesome. Oh wait,
something
it's
I would
not.
do.
Oh wait,
I'm
this
not
is.
even
Oh,
gonna
it's
lie.
not. And then the smallest box is a gift card.
All right, Daxter.
It's like a
that's-
PSP or
So-
something. at the end of the
Daxter has
day.
hit the nail on the head. That is one of the two reasons why I ended up getting a PS5.
Just in time for Spidey to
Yeah, Spider-Man
Yeah.
2. And then in February, or yeah,
Actually, just
basically
gotta-
in February,
Mhm.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That is the
Yeah, that's
whole
true.
reason.
I still
That
need
is
to
the
play Final
whole
Fantasy.
reason I got a PS5 because I am mostly a
That's gonna
Steam
look
boy
good on
at this
that.
point.
Mhm.
Now, when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on Steam, I'm getting it because
You got that 470.
mods, baby, mods.
Oh, 4070, sorry.
Oh, I got that
Naked
4070. Yeah.
Not the
And
470. That's a completely
Naked Vincent.
That's a
card.
completely different. That's not a card.
Naked
That's a.
Barrett
That's an AMG
mod,
card.
Officially
see.
announced. Guess who's voicing Vincent for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth?
Barrett.
Matthew
it Barrett?
motherfucking Mercer.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. That checks out.
Matt
So
Mercer.
that guy gets so much work, man.
Steal all my men, why don't you?
Yeah.
Just take all
I'm
my men,
like-
why don't you? All
I
right.
have 1/100th of a Vincent cosplay right now.
I know, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us. No. I wasn't doing the congregation bit. It is time for us.
No,
to
I
get
was-
back
I
to
was
it.
Get
just-
anyone.
You were ready to conduct the choir.
Yeah, I was like, let us begin.
The choirs
All right.
of death.
The choirs of death.
I can't do the shaky one. You know that.
Ladies and
Kicks right
gentlemen
up.
of the congregation, please open your holy books of Hebrewism to chapter 4. I don't have to get page numbers. It's literally just chapter 4.
Yes.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is
that's
nice.
the. Yeah, good luck doing that next couple of weeks.
Fuck
It's
that.
a long one though. It's a long one
that.
though.
Buckle up.
All right, so
Yeah.
AK, next episode is going to be titled "The Empire Fucked Around and Found Out."
Yeah.
Come and see us in 2
No, they-
weeks. Come and see us in 2 weeks when Moon is here for this.
I
Yeah.
will be, yes.
Yeah, Moon will
Yeah,
be
he'll
here
be
for
just
this.
be on the bed there.
He'll be on the bed.
Oh, yes. Just relax.
Splayed out from
all
all
this
this
by
stuff.
that time-
French
By the time that happens, there will be an actual mattress here, like a proper fucking mattress. So
Actual
that'll be
sleepable
nice.
mattress. Yeah.
Actual factual. Yeah.
The truth. It's
Good.
actual. Everything is satisfaction.
All right. It is shim time. We have gone
Okay.
10 minutes into his reading time already, so I'm gonna clock that
Okay.
into my calculations. Lettuce and tomato with a little bacon ranch. Begin.
Okay. Chapter 4, Total Victory. A full week had passed since the labyrinth invasion began. Labyrinthine? I don't remember that one. Labyrinthine.
Labyrinthian?
Labyrinthine.
Yeah, the invasion
Labyrinthine.
began. Labyrinthine
Oh,
invasion
labyrinthine.
began. One by one, the gate took in all those Empire soldiers, and still it remained silent. Caligulio had to bide his time seething to himself over the unannounced news, the undelivered reports. The frustration was his body's way of disguising his fears instincts were manufacturing for him. Even at this late stage, he has still had no contact with the other troops, and on top of that, all contact with the rest of the labyrinth was gone. At first glance, they seemed completely isolated behind enemy lines, which unnerved Caligulio. No one's returned yet? Still? There was no answer to his ranting, and that, in a way, was the best answer they could give him. Both Caligulio and his staff officers knew the situation wasn't looking good now. On the first day, they had sent squadrons of soldiers inside on multiple occasions, and they had brought intel on the labyrinth back for him. Nobody could get back out, but they could still initially communicate with the people inside at least. Compiling what they relayed to him, he was able to get a rough idea of their status. Upon entering the labyrinth, soldiers were required to confirm that they wished to remain inside. Once they did, they were presented with the conditions for beating the labyrinth. Defeat the 10 marvels within and collect the 10 keys in their possession. Doing so will grant you the right to challenge the king of the labyrinth. Defeat the king, and you will have beaten the labyrinth. They all thought it'd be easy at first, but now they had to admit it was a bad decision on their parts. Yeah. According to the information they managed to gather, the labyrinth contained at least 50 floors. Troops coming in would be transported to different floors in turns, 1,000 at a time. That allowed new soldiers to eventually reach out to those who entered earlier, but these contacts didn't begin to happen until over 50,000 soldiers had stormed in. Given the repeated sorties over 3 days, there were probably going to be 54 or so floors down there. The report from Shinji's party, as given by Yuki, stated that the labyrinth contained 60 floors, but it had become clear fairly early on that this intel was shaky at best. After all, the strength of the monsters inside was far different from what they had heard. Shinji's claim that the White King was the boss of the labyrinth pretty much destroyed any shred of his credibility. The White King's floor was discovered on day 2, judging by the reports, and apparently he was but one of the so-called 10 dungeon marvels. Some among Caligulio's staff still feared that the rumors were true, but either way, nobody was smiling now. Even for our finest elites, it must be a great challenge. Indeed, sir. If we don't do something, I fear this entire invasion might end in failure. Caligulio shuddered. This was not acceptable to him. Mission failed was easy enough to say, but it translated to the deaths of 530,000 Imperial soldiers. Those were granted to him by Emperor Ludora, and every single one of them was a valued asset. There was no way he could have simply abandoned them all. But they were still just 7 days in. They had plenty of time before their scheduled limit. They must have still been fighting away inside the labyrinth. All Caligulio could do was trust in that and wait. That should have been the right option, but Caligulio, really, his entire staff too, felt they were traversing a path straight to failure like this. It was the 10 marvels who made them think this way. Currently, the Imperial soldiers had obtained 4 of the keys mentioned in the rules, specifically from the 4 Dragon Lords, who would apparently revive themselves again and again if beaten. As for the remaining 6 marvels, however, nobody on the field had any idea how to even hurt them. That was certainly true for the White King, but even the Death Paladin by his side was a menace. There was the Queen of the Insects, the mistress overseeing a pack of magical beasts, and the attacking golem nicknamed the Ghost of Ghidorah by the troops. And they didn't even know the identity of the 10th and final one at all. Unless they could defeat these 6, beating the labyrinth was a pipe dream, and both Caligulio and his staff unanimously agreed that it simply wasn't possible with the fighting force currently in the labyrinth. At this rate, we could put everything the Empire's got in there and achieve nothing. Indeed, sir. That would be a waste of resources. It'd also affect our defenses here on the surface. So what were they to do? There was only one answer. They'd have to conquer the labyrinth the way it was always supposed to be conquered, with a small team of elites. But if that was their problem, the question became who would they pick for the job. After stewing over it for a little while, he decided to gather the best people who would remain among the surface forces, a total of 100 men and women. Only those who were truly elite, or at least powerful and ready to show it, were recruited. Sitting in the front row was an elegant-looking gentleman, wearing a neatly starched uniform despite being in a military field camp. This man's name was Minutes, a high-ranked major general. Caligulio trusted him.
I like this change in their tactic because we feel like we go from America, oh fuck, to America, fuck, to America, fuck yeah. We go, America, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Because what is America like doing? We like to throw a lot of numbers at our problems.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throw more
until something
numbers at it.
happens.
Just do math at
And then
them.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. What happens? It just gets worse.
That's
What
the
did we do?
Astra Militarum way.
Yep.
What did we do with Iraq? Oh, we went in there. We did all this stuff, and then we created ISIS. Oh, what happened with Afghanistan? Oh shit, we were there for 20 years, and what did we accomplish? Jack shit. We go in there with no game plans, no exit strategy, no nothing, and we just make shit worse.
For this one, it's different. I got an idea.
Stretch.
We'll throw our best numbers in there.
See,
That'll
no,
surely
all right,
fix the
here's the
problem.
thing. Here's the thing. I thought you were being serious because that looks like what we're about to end up engaged in with Israel. Because
Yeah, it's gonna get
possible.
messy. Yeah.
If Iran gets involved, we're screwed. Because that means we now have to get involved in a war.
It's a difficult situation. Anyway.
But the second
Anyway.
half of this is a small elite strong task force.
Have
In
100
that
people.
case, then we finally get to America fuck yeah. Because we got like SEAL Team 6 or,
The Imperial Elite.
well, I was actually going with the actual movie that comes from.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Neither
I think I
can
know
I.
what you're talking about. Oh,
America fuck yeah.
American
what that
Sniper
comes
Jake
from?
Long.
American Sniper Jake Long.
American Sniper.
Yeah.
All right.
I love that Disney Channel
Team
show.
America World
Yeah.
Police?
Yeah, Team America World
Yeah.
Police. Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't
Okay,
actually
okay.
seen that. I want to.
Is that the sequel?
I've never seen it.
I've seen the original Team America. It's
You
interesting.
might
No,
be
the full
thinking
thing is
of,
Team America World
Thunderbirds.
Police.
Oh, then I have seen it. Then it's funny, but it's like, oh god,
Oh yeah.
oh shit.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's very
Damon.
satirical. Matt Damon.
Yeah, damn.
Yes,
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon is a puppet in that movie, and all he
Oh,
says
yeah.
is Matt Damon. It's great. Anyway, should I continue?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Caligulio trusted him more than anyone else, making him his pick to command this operation. Next to Minutes was a man smoking a cigarette, looking like he was pondering the sheer futility of life. His fearless gaze, as if staring down his prey, and his well-kept beard instilled a sense of awe in anyone who encountered him. Fortunately for him, he also had the talent to ensure that he never betrayed the expectations of anyone who challenged him. This was Colonel Kansas. Oh, okay. A true champion with countless glorious achievements to his name. Most notably, the notorious Operation Mystic Sweep, which he had personally commanded. He always kept a dignified demeanor, perhaps a sign of his supreme self-confidence, even when dealing with superior... I'm sorry, what?
His name is Colonel Kansas. You should send him after the Wizard of Oz.
I was going to say, of course. Yeah, that's an interesting way to spell
Though
Kansas.
I guess in this case that would be Ghidorah, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Because they're all going,
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of Eldora.
No, it's not Veldora, Ghidorah.
Yeah. Ghidorah,
Oh.
yeah.
Ghidorah. I thought you said Veldora
Yeah.
there for a second.
Mm.
That's what I thought was weird about
That
it. but
dragon
okay.
don't do wizardry.
No, he just does like fucking kamehamehas and shit.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
They
Okay.
look cool.
Let's be honest. He's not a wizard of Waverly Place. He's more like Goten. We can do pew pews.
He's like Goten. Yeah.
We can
yeah.
do pew pew.
Mhm.
Baby shark do 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 do.
Baby shark.
Daddy shark.
No.
No, that one I didn't get. I didn't care. I
Don't you
thought that
bring
one was a bit
Goku?
much.
Don't you bring Goku into this? They're both equally on the same brain level. That's basically what the whole.
Like
You're talking about
father,
when
like
they
son
were
on this.
staring each
Until
other down.
Until Goten gets older and he stops looking like his dad.
Until Goten gets older.
No.
He
You're saying it
stops
wrong.
being Goku.
Here's the thing. You have to understand. This is the reason why Goten is so stupid in the beginning. All right. Think about how much work and effort Goku had to put into the impregnation of that boy in the abridged.
Oh,
Now,
Oh,
into
yeah.
that woman.
Thinking about
yeah,
it.
You said
Thinking
that
about
weird.
thinking about it, he was running pretty low on reserves at that point. So what was making it in there?
He is.
Probably wasn't like the best
That is
quality
me.
stuff.
I
know?
am tapping
It
out.
wasn't
I
exactly.
can't do this anymore.
It wasn't exactly
Yeah.
high IQ swimmers that were going up there.
okay. I guess it's a good theory,
Also,
but I get that.
Chi-Chi wouldn't let her boy go to school because Goku wasn't there. And then when Goku comes back,
Oh.
suddenly Goten gets education. And now he's smarter, you know?
He's smarter, yeah.
Suddenly
the smart
Chi-Chi looks over at her husband and goes, "Oh God, I can't have two of them."
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
a while, she did.
Yep.
She just didn't
For a
realize.
while. Yep.
At least for pretty much all of Super. There were two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Two Gokus? Not all of Super. No.
They both were pretty much. Both looked like Goku.
They
Anyway.
both looked. Yeah, Goten looked like Goku, but he didn't act exactly like Goku. Anyhow,
Mm-hmm. Anyhow.
Or at least as he didn't act like Super Goku,
Back to
which is
slime.
just being a dumb.
He always kept a dignified demeanor, perhaps a sign of his supreme self-confidence. Even with dealing with superior officers, he never showed a hint of fear. Very few people warned Kansas about this, and they had no right to. He reported directly to Minutes, and Minutes tolerated his attitude well enough. Caligulio had his thoughts about this, but not to the point that he'd complain about one of the Empire's most famed heroes. He left Kansas's handling ability handling entirely to Minutes. So Kansas went out of line here, there'd be no one to stop him. Among the rest of the group of 100, Lucius and Raymond stood out in particular. They were both otherworlders. Lucius possessed the unique skill Fusionist, letting him set off highly explosive attacks that were the talk of the Imperial Army. Raymond, on the other hand, had the unique skill Combatant. As a former martial artist, this was basically his old job's taking skill form. It made him a first-class fighter, mastering any weapon, fighting style, and art he had learned in this world. Those were the first of the four most famous names, but the others were also walking armies of their own. They all ranked at least an A, and even among the Empire's illustrious ranks, each was a 1 in 10,000 talent. These 100 people alone could destroy the Night Corps of entire nations, and now Caligulio was entrusting the entire operation to his set of champions. All right, you understand the situation. They all silently nodded. Some, like Kansas, of course, smirked at the question, but most were earnestly listening to Caligulio's words. Our comrades in the labyrinth are currently awaiting relief.
I like the
in
other
order
way
to
around.
leave.
I like our labyrinth and the comrades. That's funny.
Our labyrinth and the
This
comrades.
labyrinth needs
Yeah.
to be conquested.
The mint-
What about
Yeah.
your comrades? What about them?
What
Fuck
about
'em.
them? Yeah,
Fuck 'em.
fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, he's
Fuck 'em.
thinking it.
We don't. They're weak. They're not our comrades. They're
What
too
about
weak to be.
Cell? Fuck him.
Done.
Yeah,
I'm done with the shit. I'm going to New Vegeta.
in
I'm
in
gonna
order
be a
to
king.
leave. I mean, a king.
They literally just did the Broly movie for the commentary.
Oh,
Oh
they did?
yeah, I gotta
Oh.
watch
Oh,
that.
sweet.
okay. I guess I have to
Yeah.
go check that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Uh,
behind on that.
In order to leave, we must satisfy all the conditions, and that includes defeating the Demon Lord. My armored division is the strongest in the Empire, and I know they're up to solving this most difficult of tasks. But there's no time to waste. The labyrinth was not the kind of place you could overrun with human wave tactics. Caligulio understood that now, although he could never honestly say so, lest he torpedoed his army's morale. So he embellished things a bit as he spoke. You must defeat these so-called 10 marvels and retrieve the 10 keys they possess. That will apparently give you the right to challenge the Demon Lord himself. This is exactly what I expect you to do. The Demon Lord must be taken down. That was the mission he gave to the best of the armored division had to offer. We accept, Lord Caligulio. The Demon Lord is no enemy of ours, for we are the glorious army of the Empire. Now it is the time to prove that to you. It was Minutes, highly ranked among the group, who answered on the division's behalf. With a graceful bow, he promised complete victory for his side, and no one around him had a single discouraging word.
None of
These were the
motherfuckers
brave
can go
heroes.
toe to toe with Rimuru.
Yeah, as if.
They will never
These
see
were-
him.
No, they probably won't.
Mm-mm.
These were the brave heroes who would challenge the Demon Lord in his own domain. But they were ignorant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that ignorance was what kept them hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
They were unaware
Ignorance
of the
is
dangers
bliss.
Labyrinth held.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My, how blurred the
Uh,
line gets between brave and stupid.
Oh yeah.
It's a very fine line.
Mm.
Of cocaine.
But they are
Yeah.
courageous.
Cocaine.
Cocainum, yeah.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Cocainum.
accessories.
Cocaine.
They were-
Cocaine
yeah,
accessories.
You understand.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that joke so much.
All right. Continuing on.
Cocainum. They were unaware of the dangers the labyrinth held. Now would have been the perfect time to retreat, but it was too late. Caligulio's decision had simply come too late. The battle inside the labyrinth was already over. Nobody was left alive, but not realizing any of that, the chosen heroes marched into this dreadful labyrinth in the highest of spirits. Well, after being enthralled with the big screen for a fairly extended period of time, we had finally decided to take a break. I don't know. I guess I saw this coming. The Empire definitely ignored the warning on the gate, and that's for sure. And in epic fashion, too. In fact, they sent even more soldiers into the labyrinth than we anticipated. Amazing. Better than I ever thought it'd go. Benimaru nodded at me. Or, that's him. Benimaru nodded at me. Indeed. And none of them were strong enough to cause particular concern. The 10 dungeon marvels must truly be that powerful, yes. But perhaps that is going to be easier than I thought. Even so, he wasn't being careless. In fact, his attention was already back on the surface. Looks like there's some more movement, I said. Yes. I think they're selecting a group this time, rather than relying on sheer numbers. I wish they could have reached that conclusion sooner, though. Then maybe the Labyrinth forces would have had more of a struggle. Well, hang on. It still turned out real good for us, hasn't it? Yes, true enough, but when things go this well, I suppose I can't help but feel uneasy. That's not exactly what I wanted to hear from Benimaru, but based on his attitude, I imagine he saw all this as a foregone conclusion.
Coming soon,
What
Worrywart edition of Benimaru.
He's gotta be on his toes.
Yee.
But I don't know if he has to. Seems
It's
like
gonna be a real hard figure to sell because like that'll topple over real quick if he's always on his toes.
yeah, that's true. But I think I saw the problem. He wanted the Empire to try harder so he'd have a chance to join the fray, didn't he? Yeah, that checks out. That checks out. Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I
wanna
kind of
kill
understood the
humans
feeling.
too.
Like,
kill some
man, I wanna. Yeah. He's just twiddling his fingers like, man,
No,
none of
your
them are
turn
good
to
enough.
push the button. My turn to push the button.
Suffering from success. Yeah. No, excuse me.
Yeah, you're fine.
I guess I kind of understood that feeling, or maybe not. No, I mean, if I did, I'd turn into a battle maniac like all these guys, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm not like Benimaru and the rest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with these results. Besides, like I've said a ton of times, in this world, quality counts for a lot more than quantity. Especially Selected Force must have been the enemy's main war power. There was a decent chance they could beat the 10 Marvels individually, so now was no time to be playing around. Our objective was to thin out the enemy forces, and we certainly succeeded there. The Empire had 100,000 or so troops left, and in terms of size alone, they were now winnowed down to a point where the Western nations could handle them solo. You know how it is. It's like at the gambling table, having your opponent win big at first, then taking advantage after they lose sight of when to fold. You're picturing yourself as such a winner that even if you lose big later, you're suckered into believing you can make it all back. Even if you know it's a logical fallacy, it can be really hard to stop, you know? That was exactly what happened to the Empire this time, and thanks to continually deploying their forces in there, their army was now well past the point of no return. For us, that was great. Mission accomplished. I was super happy with how well everything had gone so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we still hadn't achieved, like, things are going swimmingly, like beyond swimmingly.
Yeah. Well.
Very good. Yeah.
They have a
So far.
cocktail in the hand, just like
Yeah, just lifting their glasses like,
Party.
going back to the drink.
they're
Yeah.
still going, is there? Jeez, great for this.
Yeah.
time
And it's
for the
vacation
back
for
attack.
everyone
Come
inside too,
on.
because they get to flex their muscles. It's gonna be great. Or it's great on OSA. And they have
Or they
no
get too
fear of death.
They get
That's
to
the
flex-
biggest thing.
You said they
Even
get to
if-
flex their muscles, and my immediate thought was
Yeah.
Rigurd's here. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh God, where's Rieger?
So
That's right.
So they
Just
can-
imagine they're just drinking all the alcohol, and by the time they actually
Alright.
felt like,
Oh.
all right, here we go.
All right, we've
Yeah.
almost
Too
finished
drunk.
this page. We've almost
Yep.
got it done.
Yep.
Okay.
They almost got it. Finding the most powerful members of the Imperial Army, there were a few decently strong individuals, but nobody who looked like they could take me down. Still, I don't know. The Rimuru who Chloe talked about in her story hadn't become a demon lord. His strength was probably about where I was when I lost to Hinata. Sorry, tied with Hinata.
Mhm.
But either way, I didn't detect any real threats here so far. Maybe that guy with a legend class weapon Testarossa killed? Maybe Davis, that 11th ranked dude, had a shot at doing me in. Again, not the current me, but the me from back when I fought Hinata. In the end, I had to conclude that this threat to my life hadn't quite shown up yet. There was no point stewing over it, so I put the topic on hold. What I was really curious about that right then were the thoughts of the enemy commander. If the situation was this dire for them, I'd think they would opt to retreat normally. What could he be thinking?
Understood. Since communication is cut off with the rest of their forces, he likely lacks adequate awareness of the current situation. Presumably, they are clinging to a non-existent hope to bring them victory. The
I don't know.
Shit.
Can you
How
paraphrase
fucking
that
really
for me?
is.
Menu.
they're
Can you sum
thundering.
that up for me?
Raphael.
Oh,
They're
okay.
fucked.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
Okay, they're thundering dumbasses with no communication who are utterly fucked.
Yeah, that sounds more accurate.
Ah,
Yeah.
they have no cell phone reception. Okay.
Ah,
They chose the
Soka.
wrong cell phone provider.
Have I daved it down enough for you?
Soka, Raphael's son.
No.
I don't know. What
no,
kinda-
no.
we talking like
Soka
T-Mobile?
is the girl that's in love with you, Soe.
Ah, that's right. Good.
I don't know. We talking AT&T, T-Mobile. What are they working with here that they can't?
Keep saying her name like that. I'm sure it'll make her happy. Soka.
Soka.
Oh, yes,
Soka-san.
my lord.
Yep.
She's so happy in the pants.
Pants, yeah. Wow. Way to lay on the sarcasm, Raphael.
I mean,
That sounded legit to me.
Oh,
No, that
hold on,
he's
go on your
just, they're just stating the facts, dude.
I mean,
They're
line. Yeah, no.
fucked.
Next line.
Yeah. Sounded
Let him
legit
get
to
through this
me.
first.
yeah, Soka's on the Soe plan.
Yep. It's true.
Right?
All right.
In that case, maybe we were winning the information war a little too much. If their commander had a proper grasp of the situation, maybe he would have retreated a lot sooner.
Negative. If you do not hit an enemy thoroughly when you can, you will leave behind enmity that may come back to haunt you later. There's no need to show mercy to the intruders.
Yikes.
Did you say that with a little more menace there? Jeez.
That's amazing.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
sure.
keep
No,
going.
no,
That's
no,
great.
No, absolutely can. Yeah.
I liked it.
Kill them all and let Veldenava sort them out.
Sounds like a
yep.
solid plan to me.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
fair enough.
Hi, my name
was-
is Words of the World. I sell propane and propane accessories.
Why do you sell propane?
What
No,
about the
I
weed
sell
propane?
I sell propane and
Oh,
propane accessories.
Ah,
Propane accessories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
propane.
you have the one instrument, with the prongs.
The prongs. No. This is like a barbed whip.
He's
Okay.
with the prongs, and then you just hear somebody in the background. You mean my farming equipment?
You made my pitchfork?
Gathering the hose. Gather the hose.
Gather
We
the
have
hose.
some-
They come out with the farming.
Yeah.
One side has
They come out
farming
with
equipment.
pitchforks?
The other side has prostitutes. It's like, which do we mean?
Yeah, we'll take them both.
Wait,
We
which
can
one?
equip
Yeah,
them
yeah,
with the
yeah.
farming
hose.
equipment for the war and the prostitutes after the war.
For after the war.
Or they can.
For the after
We
war
can equip
party.
them with the hose.
Capiriba! Capiriba!
Yep.
Capiriba! All right, moving on.
Got me, Reva.
It was brutally rational and ruthless, but it seemed like the right answer too. If we left a sizable enemy force behind, the Empire probably wouldn't give up on its ambitions.
Oh yeah.
But we kept hitting them hard. Yeah, we could have probably avoid further war,
Oh yeah.
at least for the time being.
hit him hard.
Okay.
There
That's
you
a
go.
sound.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, good.
That's a
it.
sound of
That's
flesh
how you
hitting
decide
paper.
one.
Yeah.
Oh no, there we go. Flesh on flesh.
Yep, there you go.
Flesh on flesh
Yeah,
violence.
that's fine. Don't
man.
worry about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my.
Ah, Discord.
Maybe it's best to do everything halfway instead. The enemy has
Halfway?
families too, right? Their next of kin are bound to be sad about this.
Oh.
Oh.
It's like it reminds me of a
People could be
Frieza thing.
revived
Like,
from labyrinth, right?
I
Now we're
live-
thinking about this.
I live, the
I mean,
children
here's the thing.
survive,
Here's
and
the
they
thing.
just go
No,
back for revenge later.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're the ones that invaded. It's on them.
Absolutely.
It's true.
You gave
And
them
that's
a.
They could have said
Just remember,
Gave them a
I
chance.
gave you an out.
there
Well,
were
they're gonna
like
spend
5
propaganda
times
is
that
gonna
could
be a
have
been-
just.
bitch of the thing.
Anyway,
One
Ah.
time, Zaban.
Saban. Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
But if we're thorough with making them realize their own stupidity here, maybe that'll help deter future wars. Maybe it's not the good guy approach, but in terms of eliminating little flare-ups in the future, it's the right thing to do. Bit late for that now, but still. Regardless, unlike Raphael here, I have kind of an indecisive streak. If the enemy flees, I let them do what they want. If they come back to attack me, I crush them. I'm letting the other side take the initiative with decision making, and maybe that's a little naive of me. It's something I'm aware of, but honestly, it's just part of my nature. And I don't think it'll be fixed too easily. I really don't want them to attack me deep down. The least amount of trouble in my life, the better. As I internally whined about this, Ramirez sent me a thought communication. Got a moment, Sir Rimuru? Sure.
No,
This is
she
Rimuru.
just calls
I'm
him
open.
Rimuru. She doesn't call him sir.
Oh, sorry. Got a moment, Rimuru? Sure. This is Rimuru. I'm open. The tone of her voice suggested it was nothing urgent. What could it be? Right, so, another 100 or so are coming, right? Looks that way, yeah. Real strong ones this time, too. So the 10 Marvels just sent me a couple requests. Ramirez laid them out for me. Request number 1 was proposed by Ghidorah. Apparently he knew a couple of the people in this elite group, Lucius and Raymond, both otherworlders. He wanted a chance to talk with them and maybe have them defect to our side. Request number 2 was from Kumara. She recognized another familiar face, but unlike with Ghidorah, this guy wasn't an acquaintance so much as a target for revenge. This was the very person who had destroyed the mystic village that was home to Kumara and her friends, then sold the young Kumara. She was already nearly 300 years old by that point, but still, to Clayman. I had no idea some bastard that vicious was working for the Empire. Yeesh. So those were the 2 requests. Now, what to do about them? What do you think, Benimaru? Well, the human wave approach is a good shortcut to victory, but it's not exactly pretty. I realize there's no such thing as a pretty or an ugly war, but I think we're safe in granting Ghidorah's wish. If he gets them to join us, then great. If not, it won't hurt us by very much. Seem legit to me. It'd help us spread the enemy around besides. I'll let Ghidorah reach out to that pair then. As for Kamara, no one seeking vengeance wants to be stopped in their quest. Benimara putting it that way sure made it sound heavy. And come to think of it, hadn't Kumara been under the thrall of Clayman's demon dominate skill? If the man who had brought her to that fiend was back here at the labyrinth, it was only natural that she'd be out for revenge. They say that nothing fruitful actually comes from revenge, but personally, I think it can bring closure. If you got a lot of mixed up feelings, it's better to let them all out and free yourself, isn't it? Okay, Ramirez, you got my approval on both. Oh, great. Thanks so much, Rimuru. You're so understanding. We'd like to get the enemy spread out anyway, so why don't we do this? You can send Lucius and Raymond over to Ghidorah, and Kumara can have that bearded dude. We don't know his name, but he's sure got a nasty face, doesn't he? Something Tony Ramirez was really favoring Kumara here, but I was with her on that. Yeah, send him over to her and tell her I said good luck. Okay, I'm on it. So I accepted the request. Now, where should we send the rest of the Empire's elites? I think that man over there is the commander. I suggest we give him to Apito to execute Sir Rimuru. Alone. Benimaru could really stand to praise things a little more lightly. Wasn't he just talking about fighting pretty and ugly and stuff? I was amazed he was so eager to aim for a murderous strategy like that, but yeah, I'd accept it. Oh, also Ramirez. That well-dressed middle-aged man, that well-dressed middle-aged dude over there is the commander, I think. So can you send him alone over to Apito? Him? Or him, huh? Taking away the commander so the whole team loses cohesion, eh? Great idea, Rimuru. I tell you, you come up with the dirtiest tactics. Pardon? Why was I the bad guy now? And here Ramirez, completely ignoring my surprise, was remarking me about how devious I was. And as for the other 100-ish, you want to just let him at Adelman? Roger that. My Dragon Lord's all lost, but everyone else put in a real big effort. Let's have him keep up the good work right to the end. She seemed a little peeved about it, but I couldn't help her much with that. The Dragon Lords just didn't quite have what it took to deal with the rushing army. Unlike with the other dungeon marvels, they resided in large arenas with lots of floor-type debuffs. Great for hassling small parties, but if you had an army that could share information with each other and take countermeasures, that killed the advantage in no time flat. Considering those circumstances, I still thought they fought pretty well. We may have had 4 keeps taken, but the remaining 6 marvels remained unbeaten. Hopefully we'd see them keep that up. Sounds great, but whatever you guys do, don't let your guards down. There's a chance they've got some really dangerous folks in there. Oh, we'll be fine. Besides, everyone's itching to go hard now that they know that you're watching. And we've always got Master Baldora as King of the Labyrinth, right? Good point. The idea here was to collect 10 keys and beat the King of the Labyrinth, after all. I found it hard to imagine Baldora taking a dive, so at least we'd always rely on him. Right. Okay, best of luck out there. You got it, boss. See ya. With that excited farewell, Ramirez shut off the thought communication. Just a little bit more effort now, I suppose, and we'd be done. I turned my eyes back towards the big screen again, excited to watch the final battle. And then there's a big dot.
Okay. And this is where you take over now, Moon.
Yep.
I need to get some water. I'll be back.
Lucius and Raymond sat down on the stairway, breathing hard as they drank some water. The reports indicated that there were never monsters on the stairs, and while it'd be dangerous to take that for granted, it seemed safer than anywhere else. Hence why they chose that for a resting spot. So many dots. Like, these dots are huge. Like,
Jesus Christ.
Every single dot.
being summoned...
We're in the 230 range on the physical version, and in order to get to the end of this chapter and the end of the book, 389.
We'll do our best.
Yeah, we'll be here a while, so.
We're not finishing it this stream.
Oh God, no.
Being summoned by Commander Caligulio and ordered to enter the labyrinth elicited no complaints from them. Just like Shinji and his band, Lucius and Raymond were otherworlders picked up by Master Ghidorah. He had kept them fed and protected back when they didn't know right from left in this world, and they owed him a debt of gratitude for that. But now Ghidorah was missing. He had led a special team on a mission to the territory of the Demon Lord Rimuru. He had come back once, although none of the other team members did. He told Yuki they had been killed in battle. Then, not long afterward, Ghidorah himself vanished. There were a couple of plausible rumors going around that Ghidorah had ventured back out to rescue his teammates. Those who knew Ghidorah's personality found that a little far-fetched, but if it was true, they couldn't ignore that. Besides, the people who joined Ghidorah, the ones said to have died in battle, were all very well known to Lucius and Raymond. They were Shinji Tanimura, Mark Lauren, and Jin Lujing. And they had all become good friends after traveling to this world. Their deaths were hard to swallow, but the fact was that they hadn't been seen in the Empire since. They had been sent to investigate the labyrinth, and Lucius was sure something happened between them and the demon lord Rimuru. It was reasonable to think that they tried taking him on, then died in the effort. Some of the other worlders, like him, were sad to see Shinji and his friends gone. Lucius and Raymond were no exception, and many others expressed their sorrow as well. Being from the same place had a way of instilling this sort of solidarity like that. Besides, Shinji was something of a leader type, a kind young man who never abandoned those in need. He could be a bit insensitive, but a lot of people looked up to him. Lucius and Raymond both owed Ghidorah. They also wanted to find out if three close friends of theirs were safe. So after some discussion among their peers, it was decided that the two of them, having the most combat power out of their group, would go undercover on this campaign. They immediately proposed the idea to Yuki, who promptly rejected it. "It's really dangerous to act right now," he said. "All kinds of things are getting jumbled together. So I'd keep laying low if I were you. I can't go into detail, sadly, but I'm sure Shinji and his friends are fine. So, if Yuki called it dangerous, it must really have been dangerous." But not everyone was willing to accept that. If their fates remained uncertain, some Empire Otherworlder was bound to take matters into their own hands and take off for the forest of Jorah solo. And if it was going to come to that, they all figured they might as well send the combat specialist of the gang first, so they could deal better with whatever came along. Lucius was originally going to act on his own, but Raymond wound up joining him. They both secured transfers from the composite division to the armored division to join this operation, and neither of them told Yuki about it. With those motivations in mind, both Lucius and Raymond were waiting for Caligulio to give them the order sooner or later, and yet... dots, 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 and dots.
Ellipses.
You
Oh,
know,
the dots.
I'm starting to think going in was a big mistake.
God, no shit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't think the opposition would be this strong. Going to be tossed, they had both been dropped into floor 59. They were originally going to be tossed right into floor 60. Not that they were aware of that, but there was a chance this duo was hiding their true abilities, or that they were someone else entirely disguised as these two. So they wanted to test them out first. This was the strategy proposed by Rimuru or Raphael, really, and Ramirez accepted it, although she remarked about how oddly wary a move it was. So the pair were exposed to intense combat all across floor 59. There was a litany of variable lasers, sonic cannons, and various other science-driven weapons. Isolation doors would come crashing down on them, locking them into rooms pumped with tasteless, odorless poison gas. All these weapons, crafted in the lab on floor 95, currently floor 100, had been implemented on floor 59. And the icing on the cake was the attack golems. These were based on materials Rimuru retrieved from the puppet nation of Distav. Distav. As discovered in the ruins of Amrita. After extensive research, they had recreated the ruins' extensive defense systems, all of which were being put into thorough use here. Weapons that didn't even need to be turned on at 10% to wipe out the Imperial soldiers were now being used to test out Lucius and Raymond. Damn. It was an
Wow.
offensive like none before, and the two of them had to expose all their deepest inner skills to survive. Raymond kept point-buying enough time for Lucius to unleash his killer blows. Lucius's fusionist skill did what it sounded like. It could mix materials and extract energy from them, and when used right, it could unleash attacks akin to nuclear magic. Ghidorah had discovered that skill and taught him how to harness it. The old debt of gratitude was still on Lucius's mind as he fought. The battle itself, luckily, ended in an overwhelming victory for them both. Despite all the destructive force they were faced with, neither the golems nor all the advanced techie weapons could finish them off. The sheer numbers, though, were absolutely off the charts. Breaking through all these traps was a huge challenge for just two people, and Lucius couldn't be blamed for being so exhausted after a single day of work. Hey, so what now? Want to go on? You kidding me? We've only made it down one flight of stairs. We need a plan for this, or else it'll be way too dangerous to take on that onslaught again. Yeah, but we ain't got no other choice, do we? The moment we walked in, we got separated from the group, so... Raymond was right, and Lucius knew it. But there was nothing they could do. Proceeding on would be dangerous, yes, but was there any better option available? Going up instead of down sure didn't guarantee they'd ever escape the labyrinth. Besides, if that question when they came in was to be believed, it was impossible to leave anyway until they beat this thing. It's totally impossible to beat this labyrinth. Yeah, maybe if we had more time, but like, even if we did one floor a day, it'd still take at least a month. And if we take that long, we're definitely going to run out of food. That was the main problem. Lucius and Raymond hadn't undergone imperial augmentation surgery, so they needed to eat regularly. Water they could manage themselves, but they had just 2 days of food on them. And if they kept running into floors with no monsters like before, they couldn't rely on monster meat to supplant their diet either. At this rate, lasting even 3 weeks was out of the question. It was just one day after they went in, and already things were starting to look hopelessly bleak. But they weren't giving up. They had come here because they wanted to find out about their mentor and friends. If they were going to give up and run at this point, they never would have volunteered for this in the first place. Hey, you think they can trust these things they gave us before we went in? Lucius pointed at his neck as he asked Raymond. This item was something Caligulio had given them before this operation, a prototype made at the R&D labs, a replica of the revival item Ghidorah had brought back. The commander told him that if he died in the labyrinth, this thing would resurrect him, although Lucius didn't believe it. How can I trust him on that? And even if it does work, where's it going to revive me? Yeah, 'cause if you wake up on the spot, it's going to be right next to the monster that just killed you. They didn't test that part out yet, did they? Nah, they want us to instead. But why a necklace, though? Didn't he bring back a bracelet? Guess it shows how far the Empire's lagging on that tech. This was, in essence, a knockoff made on a rushed timetable, so it wound up a little larger than the original was. Was the explanation given to him. It only added to the sheer distrust. Who'd ever want to put their lives in the hands of a shoddy imitation? This, you see, I can only give to the truly special ones, and I firmly believe that you two are worthy enough to be entrusted with this. Sure, Caligulio had framed it as something special, but turn it around and he was basically admitting they had no idea if it worked. They didn't make any for the rank-and-file soldiers, so it was up to them to see what would happen. Maybe they could trust it more if they had some experimental data or something, but involuntarily testing subjects like this was ridiculous. Well, at least I'll find out what happens when you die first. Oh, man, don't even joke about that, replied Raymond. Ever the realist. No way I'm gonna rely on this anyway. Besides, don't the resurrection bracelets this is based on run on the power of the demon lord Ramirez? If we try using a fake based on something we basically shoplifted from her, isn't that gonna piss her off? Lucius shrugged his agreement. His thoughts largely the same. To them, the conclusion was obvious. They had to act as if resurrection wasn't at all possible. All they could rely on were their own strengths. So they stood up, sarcastic smirks on their faces. You ready? Yeah, if we're here and all, might as well go all the way. If it doesn't work out, at least we'll be forgiven for it. You think? Like, maybe Shinji would just laugh it off. But her? You know. Don't even start. I just managed to forget about her, too. Sorry, I'm more scared of her than I am of this labyrinth. Whoa, don't spill your guts just because she ain't here, man. You're right and all, but right? I can't believe how insensitive Shinji can be. All that enthusiasm pointed his way, and it goes right over his head. Totally, but that's Shinji for you. And her, too, like... Yeah, he's a good guy. Maybe he survived all this even. Yeah, he had to. They both smiled. Even in these dire straits, they still held hope in their hearts, and they knew the path they had to take. So still smiling brightly, they started down the stairs, not even knowing what awaited them. God, the alliteration on that sentence. And then, hello there, or wait, no.
Yeah, no, you're doing good.
Hello there, Lucius, and Raymond, too. Listen, there's something I'd like to discuss with you. Yeah, something really good, you know? So hear him out. Oh, wait, no, who is? Whatever. Yes, give him a chance. Encountering Shinji, Mark, and Jin, the targets of their rescue op immediately past the stairs made Lucius and Raymond freeze on the spot. Ah, it seems they might be a tad shocked.
Okay, this is Ghidorah.
Okay. Ah, it seems they might be a tad shocked. Well, allow me to ask you as well. Will you listen to what I have to say? Go to the next page, damn it. A familiar voice boomed out from the gigantic golem looming before them. It was undoubtedly Ghidorah, the one Lucius and Raymond owed their lives to. Are you alive? And, like, can you explain this, man? And so the battle of persuasion between the two sides began. It would take just a little more time before the two thoroughly confused would-be heroes saw things Ghidorah's way.
Yep. Two more allies.
Hooray!
All right, guys,
so
let me
funny.
just
We're gonna
explain
name these ones
something
too.
to you.
Dude, this is
This
gonna be
side,
so funny.
Really cool.
No. It's gonna be really, really funny when this is over and these guys come out and they realize that the entire army has just been decimated and they're like, "Fuck, did we dodge a bullet?" They're like, "God damn."
The only
Yeah.
reason
They're
you're
gonna be
being
like,
told this is
"Oh."
because I like you, okay? So you don't want trust me, you don't want
Oh,
any
God.
of this.
Oh man.
You two don't want any of this.
This is literally like, you guys are cool. Don't go to floor 90.
Don't go to floor 90.
Okay.
Good.
Don't.
Yeah,
It
you'll
ain't
be
worth
fucked.
it.
Just don't.
Yeah,
You're good.
don't go
Just
there.
don't.
Don't go beyond
Chill
this
here,
door.
You're
The
fine.
talk
Yeah.
no jutsu
Yeah.
is a powerful
Yeah.
weapon.
Here's
You're
the
not
path.
wrong.
Here's the
Yeah.
pathway. Don't
It's
true.
go beyond that.
All right, let's continue on, guys.
All told, the job went surprisingly easily, and surprisingly successfully too. Even Shinji's gang, who announced previously that they wouldn't join the war, volunteered for this particular mission. And thanks to them, the two sides reached an agreement with hardly any trouble. Lucius and Raymond were apprentices of Ghidorah and friends to Shinji's gang, but after that workout up on floor 59, Lucius was the clear standout. His skill was just off the charts. All it took was a little tap on something in his hand, and it'd trigger a small explosion in front of him. One with nuclear level force, but limited to just a tiny range. The smallest motion seemed to let him produce the most amazing results. The unique skill, Fusionist, let him transform matter itself, fusing it with other matter in the process. This let him, for example, throw a pebble or something at an enemy that caused the foe to blow up on impact. Even if a barrier of some sort warded off the pebble, it'd still explode the moment it hit the ground. It'd be neat if he could ricochet shots for situations like that, but since the pebbles Lucius preferred were small enough to flick with a single finger, that was a lot to ask of him. Besides, having a pebble ignite on this target and not that one was also tough to manage. Still, this was one evil skill. Get the timing wrong, and he could easily end up burned. But Lucius had thoroughly researched exactly what kind of research nobody besides him knew. But he certainly seemed thoroughly researched sentence. Exactly what kind of research nobody besides him knew. But he certainly seemed to have perfected his craft. Raymond, as his partner, demonstrated superb combat skills. His shield, meant to symbolize his own fighting spirit, was just as impressive. The way he used it to block all frontal attacks was a sight to behold. It even deflected the shockwaves from Lucius's explosions without complaint. As a team, they meshed really well. So these were the real things, no disguises or whatever. They weren't under any sort of mind control, and it seemed they really were here to find out what happened to Ghidorah and Shinji's gang. They both seemed pretty trustworthy, and honestly, I was glad they were on our side. Now that they were on board, I'd have them work under Shinji's group for a while, as a kind of training period. I didn't think we needed to worry about them betraying us, but it was just a precautionary measure. Once I saw how they did, I could upgrade them to the same status as Shinji and the others. So all was well on floor 60, but what about floor 70? Around 100 people were huddled together in that hilly wasteland, confused at first, but a day later, they were calmer. They had pitched their tents on a hilltop with a good view, and a few of them had been sent to scout the area. There was no sign of any immediate offensive. Clearly, they were being very cautious. Their composure was quite impressive, especially considering we tossed their commander on an entirely different floor. These truly were heroes head and shoulders above the rest, I suppose. I thought they'd be more upset about this, really. Oh, this is about what I'd expect. They've established a clear chain of command, so they can maintain order even if they lose their commander. Benimaru, unlike me, was pretty indifferent about it. A disjointed chain of command makes it impossible to carry out any sort of mission. Any force needs someone in charge, after all, and I can sympathize with anybody who wants that role clearly defined. But wasn't this just a hodgepodge of heroes who'd never worked together before? If they could get themselves organized this quickly, then hats off to them, I guess. Are we,
Dicks out
good
for those
in that
guys.
respect? Are we, good in that respect? Of course. Gabwa is always around if I'm not, and she has many fine people under her as well. Tactical theory is a required subject for all members of Team Kurenai, so any one of us could feasibly serve as commander. Oh, nice confidence there. I never learned any of that. When did they? Ah, well, great. So if they aren't making any moves right now, what's up with them? I decided to leave our chain of command in the capable hands of Benimaru and our other core leaders. There was no point in me worrying about it, so I brought the conversation back to our current reality. The army camped out on floor 70. For now, they're likely investigating whether there are any survivors on the other floors. Along those lines, I'm afraid it's hard luck for them. They might have found some on other floors, but there won't be a trace here. Benimaru sounded almost like he pitied them. That made sense to me, too. I knew there were no survivors among the Imperial Army in the labyrinth, but they had to be down here in part to find their friends. I could understand if they wanted to track down survivors to help beef up their ranks. We all knew that was pointless, though, and in the meantime, it wasn't much fun to just sit and wait for them to do something. Should we have Adelman attack them? Oh, wait. No, yeah. Shion nodded at my casual suggestion.
Nutted?
She must have... Yeah, shut up.
I mean,
Shion over there just...
No, she's just,
knowing
no,
who
no,
she is.
Literally, you're like, all right, can we start the fucking battle? And you just hear in the background, nut.
Not.
Not like just very monotone too.
Nut.
Yeah.
No. She's pressing the nut button. Nut.
She's like,
both hands.
you guys hearing that? Oh, come
God
on.
damn it, Shion!
Keep it in your pants. No. Take your hand out of your pants, I mean. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyways. Shion nodded.
Take your hand out of your pants. Let me in.
Oh my gosh. Let me in.
Shion nodded
Let me
at
in.
my casual suggestion.
Uh-huh.
She must have been getting pretty bored, not to mention eager to kick some ass. But as long as we had ample forces in the labyrinth, she still had to bodyguard me here. She understood that, of course, but she still wanted to get this over with and join in the battle outside. Outside, I'm sure. No, wait. Well, I doubt we'll get anything more on them by watching them like this. No.
What, the nut
Benimaru
button?
chuckled.
It's a downgrade from the muffin button.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Benimaru chuckled at Shion's reaction as he said that. No, wait, that was Shion. Oh. Well, I doubt we'll get anything more on them by watching them like this. No? Benimaru chuckled at Shion's reaction as he said that. Wait.
As she said that? I don't
Yeah,
know.
as
No,
she said
no.
that. Or as he said
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Anyways.
Oh,
Then
but
I
old
sent an
trope.
order to Adelman, who promptly responded. Because this is going back to Rimuru. Behold my grand actions, my master.
No!
Yep. Yeah.
He's not
We made
serious
him
right now,
sound.
he's talking
We
to Rimuru.
made him sound so cool last week, and then you messed it
Yeah,
all
because he's
up.
putting up an
No,
act.
he will sound cool when he attacks.
That's
We'll
your
discuss
headcanon.
this.
That's your headcanon.
No, that's what the group has decided.
Yeah, you were agreeing with
This
me
is
too.
a democracy.
And I've overruled you.
Fine.
All right, well then when you voice him, you can voice him the way you want to.
God
Until
damn.
then,
Behold,
Moon, continue,
my
please.
grand actions, my master. Better?
Yes, and secondly, you keep your palpy for the valley out of this. This ain't the empire you run. Your empire's currently getting his ass handed to it by a slime.
True.
Good.
Good.
If they're not, it just proves that they're nothing without me. They're nothing without me. I'm not in this story, so fuck.
I mean,
There's no Thrawn in here.
If you build
Where's
it,
Thrawn?
I mean, technically, if you think about it, this is Field of Dreams. The labyrinth. If you build it, they will come.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah, because they built the labyrinth, and then the Empire showed up. So there you go.
Yeah.
Jokes
yeah,
on you. I'm into that shit. God damn it.
Joke's on you.
I'm into that shit.
Shit.
There it is.
Damn it.
Silence, you boom!
Huh.
Hey, don't
Sounded
talk
like
to
Shion
Shion that
wasn't-
way. She's more than just a fine pair of... Okay.
Sounded like Shion wasn't the only one itching for a fight. Adelman had his forces at the ready for the Empire too.
Yeah, but
They
I've
had
got some
certainly
ointment for
enjo-
this rash.
Heh. They had certainly
Ointment.
enjoyed a long streak of victories,
Yoing,
and it
yoing,
sounded like they wanted to keep the momentum going and round things out with one final victory.
I know I always like to keep the momentum going around Shion.
Okay, best of luck.
Doing-
Yes, master.
Yes, my lord.
That bit of encouragement was the only signal he needed. Like a raging current, Adelman's army opened the gate and set off.
Yes, master. I just love that idea of him just going, Thy will be done.
Does he just retreats
Go
into the
to
shadows
the
and stays there?
Oh no, he was
Like, you
still,
can still
no,
see
it was
him.
thought communication. It was
See
just thought
what,
communication.
do what
Ah.
must be
Yeah, yeah,
done,
Ah.
Lord Adelman.
Do it.
One 1 hour later,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were greeted with a
master.
fairly astonishing sight.
It was a 1 hour
There were
photo.
only 3 survivors left in the Imperial force. With
Jesus
only 3
Christ.
survivors on our side, too.
Uh-huh.
Adelman, Alberto, the Death Dragon, and that was it. So now it was 3 on 3. The other 100 or so had already fought the undead forces, killing them but losing their lives in the process. So there were no reinforcements for Adelman's side. His regular army of undead would revive themselves in 3 hours, though. So I figured victory was in the bag by then. But
That's a big butt.
what an interesting person.
Hey, I'm working on it.
Yes, very impressive fighting. I'd love to take a crack at him.
I'm
That
twerking
was
on
some
it
rare
too.
praise. Nice. That was some rare praise from Diablo and Shion. The enemy had some real winners among them after all. 3 even. One was a dashing sword fighter, currently locked in combat with Alberto. One was a beautiful wizard, matching Adelman blow for blow in a magic battle. Finally, one was a burly warrior holding the Death Dragon back all by herself. They had some familiar-looking glowing armor that they summoned out of nowhere, so I assumed they were in with the legend-class dude that Testarossa killed earlier. They were all of the same design, so they must have belonged to the same organization.
Benimaru.
Okay. God. That sword fighter is fiendishly strong. An even match for Alberto, I'd say, Benimaru remarked. Alberto and the dashing man were exchanging god-tier blows at a level one almost never saw. Both fought with sword and shield, and both were definitely making a
Sword
good
and
fight out of
shield?
this. Like Benimaru said, an even match. In fact, the guy seemed even stronger than the one Testarossa beat. Maybe he was higher up in that ranking of theirs.
I will use my sword
I
and
think
shield.
Adelman's faith in you
Cleave
is
your
slipping,
ass in half.
failing to keep up with someone like that in magic.
Pokemon jokes.
And then I'll use my magic. Oh, sorry. And then I'll use my magic orb of fire with this staff. All right, there we go.
Sword and shield.
Sword and
Yeah,
shield.
I think it was going
I
right
mean, that
to
was a game
Pokemon.
or a pair of games.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
No need to be harsh, Diablo. That armor protects him from magic of all elements, whether holy or evil. It's no wonder Adelman's at a disadvantage.
I figured as the
Shion's comment.
arsiest amongst the group, you would not complain. Yeah. So.
I mean, I let you finish.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yes.
I let you finish. I was like, it's about time. Oh, jeez.
Shit.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, jeez. Been edging for half an hour.
that's a long
Half
time.
hour? That's chump change. You can do better than that. Fuck.
Says the person
can.
who's never edged.
Edge.
You don't know my life.
Edge. What are we playing,
Okay.
Catherine?
You don't need someone else to do that.
Bet you don't know my life.
Okay, autoerotic asphyxiation aside, bruh.
I don't choke myself all the time, just about 50%.
Just
I mean,
just when you really need it, yeah.
Sometimes that's the only way to
Sometimes you're
It's a
you
breathtaking
think you can do it.
experience.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Oh god.
Mhm.
You just need
Shion's
something that takes your breath away.
Almond joy.
Shion's commentary was correct. Adelman had the skill Holy Evil Inversion, but that legend class armor was just totally cheating. In terms of resisting magic, it offered almost complete protection, and you'd need something as powerful as Disintegration to take it out. A spell in Adelman's wheelhouse. But this opponent wasn't letting him break it out. He was trying to use some smaller magic to leave his opponent open and strike him there. But I think both sides were thinking the same thing. There, and so it looked like they'd be struggling for a while to come. But I definitely couldn't forget about the last guy either. A real piece of work. Him, I mean, he was taking on a death dragon all by himself. In his case, it seemed like he had abandoned any hope of actually winning. The death dragon's regenerative abilities were so impossible to counter, he knew he didn't stand a chance of offing it entirely. So he continued humbly fighting on, trusting that his companions would see themselves to victory. Really, if it wasn't for the behind-the-scenes effort, this would have been over long ago. The Death Dragon was too much for even Soe to defeat, so if this dude was decently keeping his own against it, he was more trouble than I thought.
Calm down.
Bet.
So,
Just because.
Bet. Watch me.
No, it's already been
No,
proven.
stop
It was already
Stop
proven in the anime. Calm down.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, that was before.
I know.
That was before he was given the gift.
No, that was after.
Oh, that was after. Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah, Rimuru had already become a demon lord at that point.
Mm.
So, how do you think it'll turn out? I asked. Everyone replied in different ways. Alberto is the superior fighter, but given his gear disadvantage, he's going to lose this battle. Adelman is trying to grab victory too quickly. If he could approach this with a cooler head, he would have won by now. No, wait, this is probably... Okay. Adelman is trying to grab victory too quickly. If he could approach this with a cooler head, he would have won by now. But as is, he lacks much of a decisive factor. If Alberto is defeated in the meantime, he's going to be overwhelmed fast, I think. There's no such thing as defeat. Only victory shall be ours.
Goddamn Shion.
That all made logical sense, except for Shion.
Yep.
Benimaru and Diablo had similar opinions. They both saw Adelman and Alberto losing. As for Shion, well, I guess she was attempting psychological warfare or something. That sounded more like a wish than an opinion to me. Okay, so we'll lose this round? Is that trouble? Well, even if they do lose, we still have the other dungeon marvels on hand. Besides, I can beat them, so we should be just fine, said Benimaru. Of course, Shion added. And I can beat them too, so please don't worry, Sir Rimuru. Benimaru sounded really confident, so I figured we'd find a way out of this. Shion, meanwhile, was Shion. I'd have liked to ask her for some evidence to back that up, but I doubted she'd have any answer. It was certainly in character for her, so I was glad for all the spirit anyway. See this? Okay.
Little curds and whey.
There is
I
no
think this
need
is
for
Diablo.
concern. No, Diablo's after. There is no need for concern, Sir Rimuru. Among the marvels, we still have Zegion, Sir Veldor's disciple, As long as he remains in the game, I believe you have nothing to be bothered about. Diablo added a... okay, that was Diablo. Fuck me.
Aha!
For a it's so confusing.
Only Shion. You could only guess Shion's lines.
Well, that's because Shion is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Giggity.
Like, in multiple ways.
Jesus.
Especially when it comes to Rimuru.
Oh, for sure. It was rare for him to offer praise to other people. It reassured me a bit. Maybe everything was going to be okay. As we spoke, the match seemed to be approaching its climax, Giggity. I was hoping maybe that they'd find a way to win if they were given more time, but but unfortunately, the enemies must have had the same thought. I was hoping we could push right through you, but apparently now, when you die, you can boast in hell about how much you riled me up. The dashing man shouted at Alberto. I will not be yelling, roommate. Did he have some kind of secret mood he was keeping under wraps until now?
What was that?
That caught me off guard. Sound like you fell into a very small hole in your room.
He goes, I
He
won't
just
be yelling,
tripped.
roommate, and I go, ah!
No.
Also, Ryuma, fuck you. Adelman is rushing the fight because he doesn't have any guts. Yo!
Nice.
All right.
Good.
Gather
There you go.
round the lonely crew.
No! Don't you dare.
Point. Quake.
Before you die, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Krishna, a knight of the Emperor, the 17th
Empire.
ranked Imperial Guardian. Or Empire. bleh. The 17th ranked Imperial Guardian. I am Rhea, ranked 94th. And I am Bazan, ranked 35th. That is a name.
Bazan.
Ah, so they are Imperial Guardians. Ghidorah told me about them, but they really did have a great lineup. I guess the man Testarossa beat was ranked 11th, but I really thought Krishna...
Ghidorah told me about them, but they really did have a great lineup, I guess. Sentence structure was different.
Oh, okay.
You started with,
Oh.
I guess, and it was like, nope, did a whole sentence structure.
I think I
is different.
probably just read it
Yeah,
wrong.
you
I don't
yeah.
know if I'm just like...
Your-
Oh yeah,
your
it's
eyes
I
are going-
guess,
I don't
and then
think
the
I
next
am.
sentence starts.
I feel like your eyes are moving too fast for your mouth.
Very often, that is what happens.
Yeah. Slow the
Your
eyes
brain's
down,
like,
it's
what are
okay.
you doing? What are you
You
doing?
need to find a rhythm.
That's not...
It's not a damn race!
That's not how my brain works. I wish it was.
Well,
God.
you know your brain
because
can
like
be
my brain will
reprogrammed.
process the
Richie.
words faster than I can say them.
You know your brain
It's-
can
Richie,
be
when he's
reprogrammed.
over there visiting you, you gotta rewire him.
That's not how
Rewire him.
that's not how you. I'm not cutting open his skull and like
Please don't.
rejiggering
That's not how the
his.
Force
I don't
works.
need that. I really
That's
don't.
not how the Force works.
know.
That's not how.
You
the
know,
Force works.
Han.
It's true.
Anyway.
All of it.
Ghidorah told me
Even
about them,
Leia.
but they really did have a great lineup, I guess. The man Testarossa beat was ranked 11th, but I really thought Krishna was a better fighter than him. Maybe your number wasn't directly correlated with your actual ability. Given how Rhea acted, a lot more upper crust than Bazan, I think my hunch was correct. But back to the battle. After that pause to give out their names, Adelman's side seemed to have rallied a bit. I thought it'd help them get back on track, but sadly no dice. Krishna versus Alberto was the decider here, especially once Krishna broke Alberto's cursed sword. Broke? Or shattered? Maybe more the latter. It was a huge difference in weapon performance. The cursed sword was a fine piece of work from Kurobe, you know. It was a fine piece of work from Kurobe, you know. It was the best weapon Alberto could wield, although no average person ever could. But he was pitting it against a legend-class blade. Krishna's fighting style, it seemed, involved waging extended combat to gradually damage his opponent's weapon until he had a chance to smash it fully apart. Hindsight is 20/20 and all, but at least we learned a bit about his strategy for the future. With the loss of his weapon, Alberto was defeated, and with his stout partner gone, Adelman was now at a disadvantage. Computer did a thing. He proved surprisingly able to hold his ground, pulling off some brilliant defensive maneuvers you wouldn't expect from a rear guard fighter. But soon he was overpowered and brought to his knees. Now it was 3-on-1 against the Death Dragon, and before long, on 2. If Alberto's sword didn't break like that, I'm sure it would have turned out differently. It's absurd to expect a magician to compete against a warrior in physical combat, so I'm gonna pin the blame for this on him. In fact, I should praise all of them for drawing out all their enemies' inner workings for us. In the end, though, things worked out as Benimaru and Diablo predicted. The enemy now had 2 more keys, but no helping that now. The opponent put up a good fight, and they deserve to be applauded. So Krishna's 3-person party dealt us the first truly bitter defeat of this campaign.
They deserve to be applauded, so there we go. Yeah. Golf clap, golf clap. Okay, unfortunately I lost the page, so now I have to go find it again.
Nice.
Not
Do I
so
need to
nice.
continue?
I think so, because we weren't... Did you have a dot?
I don't, but it is a little bit of extra space. So.
Okay. Then
There is a gap.
There is a dot on the next page, so I'll just finish this a little
Yeah,
bit.
we can do a post-mortem on that encounter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then
That's it.
finish that. That's what I wanted
Yeah.
you to do. You're going to go to the dot.
All right. Well, we can do a post-mortem on that encounter later. Let's move on. The big screen was now displaying a dual simulcast of the battles on floor 79 and 90. And in both cases, they seem to be reaching their climax. Yeah. Kumara, I have to say, was really taking this to extremes. I suppose she was out for revenge against the bearded guy though, so it only made sense. Apito, on the other hand, was duking it out in another surprisingly close match. I'd put her strength as about the same level as Hinata's, but without the magic. And if this guy who looked like the commander was fighting on an even keel with her, he had to be good. Real lady killer too, I bet. But absolutely on par with Krishna before. So how would it turn out? We all had our eyes glued on the big screen, watching with bated breath.
Mm-hmm.
Doubly so for Shion.
Taking all bets, guys. Taking all
Hate it.
bets.
All right. Major general minutes. The modern definition of a modern major general.
Yeah, minutes. That's how long he's about to live.
Dressed in his most prized.
All right, chat. Start the timer now.
Dressed in his most prized of tailor suits, strolled through the labyrinth. The design of his outfit was the same as any regular officer's, but the fabric was different. Every thread of it had been carefully selected, with magic force woven right into the cloth. A single suit would cost as much as a colonel's annual salary, but it offered luxury on a level even minutes would be satisfied with. Elegance, in a word, was what minutes was all about, and that was what made him so dissatisfied with his current situation. War was supposed to be fought with overwhelming force, intimidating the enemy and aiming for victory without a fight. Sacrificing lives was out of the question, and if your troops were making that sacrifice, that called your commander's competence into question. It was precisely because of this that Minutes had declared that had declared this operation a failure before it even began. However, well, I suppose it's the curse of the servant class, not being properly able to state the obvious out loud. Even with that complaint, Minutes smiled boldly. He usually didn't receive much attention, as Kansas, serving under him, had a tendency to hog the spotlight, but Minutes himself was one of the Imperial Army's greatest heroes. Just because it went against his fashion sense didn't mean he was soft enough to abandon a war. This Rimuru character, though, he does enjoy making life difficult, doesn't he? And I suppose anyone would if they had the chance. But sending me, the commander, alone to some random place? Now our small gathering of brave men and women might be scattered and picked off one by one. I'm sure Kansas will find a way to survive, but Minutes was talking to himself, not caring who heard him, and in spite of all the vitriol, he looked pretty content. It was the first time in a while that he felt his heart soar like this. Not once in his life had he ever felt exposed to so much danger. Typically, his rank ensured he was rarely, if ever, allowed on the front lines. He was an upper-class nobility, not some upstart, and once he retired from the military, he'd have an even loftier career track than Caligula waiting for him. He already had enough connections in politics that he had built up his own faction among the government's lawmakers. The reason someone like Minutes was still in the military was simply because he had a deeply instilled passion for fighting. He loved to see blood, and now that he had his opportunity, he could go wild to his heart's content. It was easy enough to take the tension off his face. He had been transported to floor 78, one above the floor controlled by Apito. This was meant to help with analyzing Minutes' abilities, so he pressed along through the empty field, swatting away the insect swarms as he searched for the stairs leading down. I just hate bugs. Just the sight of their legs flitting around all over the place disgusts me. I've got to get out of here post-haste. I hate sand. It's coarse and it's rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Not like you.
A lot of people forget the irritating
Those
part.
bugs,
They
they're
usually just go to
everywhere.
coarse and so
Yeah.
good on you.
Right. Well, there's a reason why I'm getting a big-ass Star Wars rug from my living room. That goes. It's the one that goes from prequels to trilogy to original trilogy. I don't do the sequel trilogy stuff. No.
What about the Disney Plus trilogy or whatever?
The stuff that the Filoni verse I'm okay with because they're at least doing it well.
The Filoni Wars.
They had no idea. They had
Maloney.
no idea where the story was going to go. They had no idea what story they were going to have written when they sat down for it. Like, they wrote a script for episode 7, and that was great. But they were like, yeah, we don't know what we're doing with 8 and 9. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? When George actually sat down to do Star Wars, he knew where he wanted to go from New Hope, Empire, and Jedi. He knew where
Technically,
he
he
wanted
wanted
to
to
go.
do all three as one movie, but he couldn't.
But he,
get it
well,
to work, so
actually, he wanted to do it as a
split it up.
serialized thing, kind of like a Flash Gordon thing. But yeah, he like when they didn't know what their trilogy was going to be about, you needed to at least have, here's point A, here's point B, here's point C. We need to know what these 3 beats are. You have to set it up at least like a 3-act play. Here's how these 3 things are going to go. This is it. And then you get your other people in. This is what we were hoping for. We didn't get that. That's why it's a jumbled mess. Whether you like or hate the second movie, the trilogy itself is a massive failure because there was no planning behind it.
It was doomed
It
from
was
the
a,
offset.
it
is what
was
he's
a,
saying.
it was a huge waste of the phenomenal talent that they had in bringing back the original trilogy cast. Like, what a way to spit in the faces of Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, and Mark Hamill.
And we're never gonna get another chance at that, too.
Yeah, no, it's not happening. So literally Disney failed out the
Thanks.
gate and left a bad
Yep,
taste in
thank you.
everyone's mouth.
Yep.
Now they have to pick up the pieces.
Anyway, so where was I? Literally could.
With that arrogant
Okay,
remark.
gotcha. Okay. With that arrogant remark, Minute swung his hand over his side. That alone summoned a mighty gust of wind, breaking down hundreds of insects into dust. That was Oppressor, his unique skill, and it was pretty straightforward one. From psychological oppression to physically crushing matter, it affected everything in his line of vision. There was no way to escape it. Anything caught in its grasp was turned into scrap, organic or not. He didn't even need to do that theatrical arm wave either. Just a glance could destroy most anything. The power made Minutes undefeated in battle. Up to that.
So it's just worse Conqueror's Honky. It's just it obliterates things rather than just knocking them out.
The power made Minutes undefeated in battle up to now. These guys are pretty fragile, aren't they? I'm hardly seeing any resistance at all here. So boring. Wish they'd try a little harder for me. Literally nobody could stop Minutes. He ran into a swarm of over 8 insects on floor 78, but he killed every single one of them. They were no match at all for him. It was over in an instant. Truly, he was invincible, and if you had that kind of power, you'd probably be just as arrogant as him. In a few hours, Minutes found himself found the descending stairwell. Figuring they led to deeper floors, he decided to take a leisurely break atop them. The leather bag slung around his waist was a fancy and expensive magical tool. From it, he produced a hot, freshly prepared meal to enjoy. The bag also contained a magic warding bedding set, tent included, allowing Minutes to sleep as soundly as a baby. To him, this labyrinth wasn't even a fun diversion. The next day, he casually strode into floor 79, and there, he'd finally meet a worthy enemy. The attacking army wasps, silent killers as they may have been, were mown down in an instant by Minutes. No matter how tricky the monster he faced, as long as he could lay eyes upon it, the jig was up. The monsters here are no match for me either. What a disappointment! Minutes' bold words were enraging someone else on the floor. It was Apito. Given his knack for catching enemies, no matter how they snuck up on him, Minutes clearly had a keen magic sensibility, in which case there was no point setting up more army wasps on him. And so the queen herself came onto the scene. You're acting well beyond your abilities, human. Oh, am I? Can you put up a bit of a fight, then? Because you don't seem too different from the rest of the bugs here. He stepped upon the mounds of wasps on the ground as he spoke,
It made Apito's rage amp up several degrees further. You're dead. I'd like to see you try. And so the fight was on. Minutes began with a casual approach, giving Apito no credit at all. He wasn't being careless, it's just that he thought Oppressor could easily smash his foe to pieces. It didn't take long to realize how naive this idea would be. Oh, this idea was, sorry. Waves of interference poured over Apito as she entered his eyesight, placing intense pressure on her. This was actually an invisible gravitational force, one Minutes could arbitrarily apply to surrounding matter to give the pull force direction. Using this force on par with the kind of massive star exerts, he could apply pressure from any direction he pleased, manipulating the pushing and pulling forces to make any object explode or implode. The only way to oppose it was to have a body strong enough not to be affected, or to release some kind of directional force that could cancel out the forces acting upon you. So, just be unbreakable. Yeah. Survive a supernova or a black hole. That's the kind of body that you need to have.
Sounds like they need to do some gravity training.
Yeah. It's not gravity training. Gravity training doesn't just do that.
Dude, black holes.
This is anime.
Just walk into the heart of a dying star and see which one of those you survive. Is it going to collapse?
That one you can't handle? It's okay. We're going to set you up for the weaker one.
Is it going to collapse or is it going to explode? Either or, you got to survive it.
We got to work you. We're going to start with you small, and then we're going to work your way up.
By the way, have you heard about how if you fall into a black hole, you turn into spaghetti?
Yeah, you spaghettify, and like your being peels apart.
Cool. The less you know about that, the better.
The less you know, instead of the more you know.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like none of you have watched Loki season 2 yet.
No,
I'm waiting for
assuming...
the whole thing to come out for the season.
I was quoting Ki Hui Kwan as Ouroboros.
Oh.
It was so good. He's like, "Have you heard about if you fall into a black hole, you turn into spaghetti?" I'm like, no. Good. The less you know about that, the better. We just kept on going. I'm like, God damn, dude, boy is stealing the show. It's Ki Hui Kwan. He is just killing it. It's just one line of dialogue. It's not. I think
he was spoiled from the trailer, so
yeah, he was spoiled.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ouroboros was spoiled from the trailers. They call him OB. It's great. There's only been 2 episodes out. Loki is a return to form for Marvel. This is like, oh my god, this is the Marvel we've been needing since Endgame. Like, the Loki series
like season
is
1
that.
Loki.
Yeah. Oh no. Season 1 Loki was great, and season 2 Loki follows on that. Like, Loki has been the one thing that Marvel has gotten right.
That's good, because I fell out of it because I was like, there's too many fucking series.
Well, they're pulling back.
Everything.
They're pulling back on that. They're going to be pulling back hard on that. So.
Because I was like, Jesus, there's too much to fucking catch up on. Too fast.
I mean, after Secret Wars or whatever, I heard that one kind of was a disappointment.
Secret Wars was such a fucking disappointment. Like,
I didn't even.
Well, they also use AI art, so that's cool.
She-Hulk had some good moments. Here's the thing. No one was supposed to take She-Hulk seriously. And if you went into She-Hulk thinking you were going to take it seriously, that's the problem.
I got through the wand stuff. That's all I really cared about.
Here's the thing.
About halfway through, I fizzled out.
Literally, that show is a representation of the comic. If you don't like that show, you're not going to like the comic, because She-Hulk does break the fourth wall. It's proof. Maybe it's also proof. It's proof of concept that a Deadpool television series would never work. People are like, "Oh, we love Deadpool," and I'm like, this character's kind of like Deadpool, but with tits and a pussy.
So in the comics, I believe she peels pages and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. She breaks the fourth wall.
Let me flip the page for it.
But with less gore and stuff, and a little more Ally McBeal, because lawyer. But I mean,
Deadpool in small doses.
I will tell you this. You need to watch the episode where Matt Murdock shows up. You need to see She-Hulk and Daredevil. That's a good episode.
They like... Okay.
Yeah. It's a good episode, and there's nothing funnier than watching Daredevil the next morning do the walk of shame.
Hang on, I'm gonna pull up Disney Plus. I'm gonna see how far in I'm in actually.
It's great. All right. Anyway, sorry.
Snoo.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
can you put up a bit of flight, total waves of interference?
Actually, is
So
this a
black
different
hole,
count?
black
This might
hole.
be a different call.
The only way to oppose it have to go back. Okay.
I think it was it was with that absolute confidence.
I think. Oh yeah, episode. I stopped at 6.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, episode 6 is where I stopped with that.
So body strong enough to not be affected with the release of those kind of Minutes had never run into anyone who could do that, and therefore he was invincible. It was with that absolute confidence that Minutes unleashed his skill, but the scene he was rewarded with wasn't exactly what he expected. Too late? Minutes had successfully shattered one of the after images of Apito. It wasn't that the queen had stumbled upon the true nature of his power. She did, however, notice the directional nature of it. If she moved quickly enough, she surmised, she could escape its area of effect, and it worked. Just as I thought, then. Now, can you keep up with my movement? Oh, no, sorry. Just as I thought, then. Now, can you keep up with my movement? Apito kept going faster and faster, making it harder for Minutes to effectively attack her despite his keen magic sense. But if anything, this inspired Minutes. Yeah, I know how it is. You know, you get into a good groove, good motion, and then she starts going faster and faster, and you're like,
Oh,
And doing
okay,
the
here we
spin
go.
rope
all
thing,
right.
and you're
Yeah.
like,
game on, bitch!
Yep.
God damn it.
Let's
We're the
do it.
worst.
Probably
We're
half-mast during
the
this whole
worst half-mast during the God damn it.
he probably is.
I need this.
Meanwhile, I'm over here talking about fighting games and the rest of you perverts. Like, God, man.
It's a
kidding.
you could have a battle boner.
Battle boner. Can love truly blossom on the battlefield?
Not in this fight. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
just going to go ahead and kill that train of thought
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
fair.
Please.
That's
I'm going to
fair.
go ahead and crash that train of thought into a wall. So, there we are. All right.
Mhm.
How interesting. This would be so boring otherwise. Unleashing his abilities to the fullest, Minutes established a force field around himself, walking forward in order to block Apito's way. The queen was forced to fall back. The passageways in this labyrinth were a good 5 yards wide, but attempting to slip past Minutes would get her caught in his force field. Nasty. That's what I was going to say. Neither side gave an inch. After extensive training from Hinata, Apito's moves were sharp and refined. She could even make the paladin captains sweat trying to keep up with her moves, but it didn't mean much if she couldn't come close enough to Minutes to attack. If she ever stopped, she was instantly in danger. One exposure to his pressurizing waves, and she was bound to pay for it. Maybe making myself known wasn't such a good idea after all. If we could retreat back to my royal chamber, I'd be able to fly around much more freely. I don't know how long this man's stamina will hold out, but I'm going to find a way to win this. I have to drag him back there. Jesus Christ, this is sounding more and more sexual as time goes on.
Just
I'm waiting to make a joke. I'm waiting to make a joke.
Calm your
I'm just waiting
libido,
for it.
Apito. Calm your libido.
Oh, yeah,
Apito's-
she's the one who needs to calm
Yeah.
down, not him.
Well, she's trying to raise his stamina.
a mosquito.
All right,
for
chat, get
libido.
get your papers right. Fan fiction's happening. Write it down.
God.
Oh no. All right.
Get it ready.
Apito's mind was thus made up, and there was no shame in retreat here. Apito's basic policy was always to greedily aim for the win, and Minutes didn't mock her at all when she ran away. Realizing it was a strategic retreat, he cautiously gave chase. No need to hurry. Better to conserve his strength rather than overreact here. Battle must always be done with a certain elegance, but if someone's going to lose, better to struggle in vain than give up on the fight. Or give up the fight. Minutes sensed something beautiful in Apito. Unlike the other monsters, this was someone who fought with true grace. It's only natural for a fighter to choose a battlefield advantageous to them. He'd never chide her for that. In fact, he was grateful. She was doing everything she could in this fight. So he came after her, never underestimating her, always thinking about how he could hunt her down. They eventually arrived at a large, wide-open space, a chair placed atop a dais on one end. The Queen's throne, I presume. Well, fine, then. A fitting place for you and me to settle our score. He was ready and willing to take the enemy's offer, but please, he so arrogantly thought, just make this entertaining for me. Right, is the game of tag over now? Yes, by my name is Apito, the Insect Queen. I will do my very best to entertain you here. Sounds enjoyable. I am Major General Minutes. I am the very definition of a modern Major General.
Something, animal, vegetable, or mineral.
Yes.
Yes.
I know all of the species, whether they're vegetable, animal, or mineral. Yes.
Right, that's the line.
I don't know what the line actually is, so I'm just guessing. Yeah. With that bit of bravado, Minutes accelerated. He was taking a wait-and-see approach with his moves before, but now he was serious. He couldn't surpass Apito's speed, but he still wasn't falling behind her at all. But it didn't faze Apito. Rising high into the air, she laid on even more speed, making Minutes look like a fool. That, too, was within Minutes' expectations. No, you don't. You should never overestimate my power. The shout came after he released it.
Underestimate.
No, you should never underestimate my power. Don't try it.
I have the high
Don't
ground.
try it.
No, the high ground was before. But anyway, all right, anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you have the high ground.
The shout came after he released it. From the very top of the dome-shaped space they were in, an invisible force field descended, trapping Apito, controlling the gravity within. He kept her flat against the ceiling. Minutes snorted as the distressed Apito. Oh, does it hurt? Well, I'd like to crush you to death right now, but you're a little too strong for that. Any ordinary monster would have been easily flattened at this distance, but he came closer to Apito. The power varied depending on the distance away from him, but as he approached, the pressure kept getting higher and higher, easily enough to crush someone as tough as her. Now that Apito was in his sights, he no longer had to unfold his power in every direction. Focusing it all on her, he was practically guaranteed a quick victory. That was a trickier fight than I anticipated, but I guess she was nothing special after all. Although she did entertain me, I suppose I should repay her with a painless death. Minutes wasn't a fan of tormenting his foes. All he wanted was the rush of the fight and the thrill of the ensuing victory. That was why he wanted to show some mercy to Apito out of a sense of pure goodwill. But don't count me out yet, human. I told you I'd give you my very best. I'd give you my very best. With that shout, instead of like the soft voice I went with because I'm an idiot, Apito, surely suffering under the pressure, flew back into the air. Her wings were torn, her arms and legs bent in odd directions, and from antenna to stinger, she looked like a wreck. But her will to fight hadn't faded in the slightest. She, too, wanted victory more desperately than anything else. Sir Rimuru is watching this battle, too. No matter how pathetic I look doing it, I must expose my enemy's skills at least. How funny. You think you can expose my power? You'll be dead long before that. Once again, Minutes generated a force field covering himself. With his powers of repulsion and attraction, he could drive away anyone who tried to approach him, keeping them planted to the ground. That was his approach to finishing off Apito. But Apito wasn't going to stay down forever. Soaring up faster than Minutes could perceive her, she kept her distance, trying to avoid being caught in the waves. Having no way to attack him was terribly frustrating, but his opponent didn't have infinite stamina. The limit would have to come sometime, and Apito was just waiting for that moment. Would Minutes get exhausted first, or would Apito run out of steam first? Thus, the battle of endurance began. Things only started changing several hours into the contest. Following Hinata's teachings, Apito tried every possible means of attack. Her broken limbs now gone, she continued to desperately fly around on her torn wings, searching for some kind of opening for minutes. She shot poison stingers at his blind spot. She vibrated her wings to unleash razor-sharp shockwaves. She summoned her army wasp to attack him from all directions, all so she could find something to weaken Minutes' power of interference. What that did was completely wipe out her army wasps. They might have been lower in the caste than her, but Apito still summoned them herself. It was impossible not to be disappointed. But even so, she kept on making them continue the suicide attack. Thanks to all that, Minutes was hardly unscathed. The expensive suit he'd been wearing was in pitiful shape. All his elegance was stripped off, revealing the increasingly desperate evasive maneuvers he was taking. You seem tired. You too, honestly. I'm surprised you've held out this long. Didn't I tell you? No matter how pathetic I look doing it, winning is all that matters. And I agree. Except, I'm the winner here. Both were showing amazingly contrived stoicism. They were both so utterly exhausted that they could barely keep standing, but despite that, they still boasted their strength to each other. You've got a lot of strength, I'll admit that. But you're not completely flawless. Let me promise you this. With my next attack, you're going to die. Apito.
Wrong character.
Oh, sorry. You've got a lot of strength, I'll admit that. But you're not completely flawless. Let me promise you this. With my next attack, you're going to die. Hello, philosopher's voice. Apito, floating in the midair, made that declaration to Minutes. Her face was stained with her own blood, but she made the statement with a beautiful, radiant smile. Squinting at her, Minutes' lip curled upward. I look forward to that. In that case, let me promise you that my next blow will make all your pain go away. Neither had much strength left. If they both wanted to end it with the next shot, that indicated just how little stamina remained within either of them. So they went back to full speed, not thinking at all about the consequences. Apito's plan was to anticipate which of Minutes' pressure waves would go and change her they would go. No, which way Minutes' pressure waves would go and change her directory just before they hit her, landing a bruising tackle right before he could react. Minutes, meanwhile, anticipated this. The question in his mind was, how much did Apito know about his remaining power? Could she really see when his invisible pressure waves could be launched? If she could, he'd have to change his response. In the end, Minutes decided to believe in himself. There was no way she could see through all that, and at that moment, the battle was decided. The instant Minutes realized his power, Apito changed direction. Released his power. Apito changed direction. Not based on his waves, but on her own intuition, just as Minutes predicted. I win, Minutes thought, smiling. I'm dead, Apito thought, doing the same. Her attack had been predicated upon the death of her very predicated.
I think predicated, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
no, predicated.
Her attack had been predicated upon her death from the very start. It's over, Queen Apito, Minutes gleefully shouted. And the moment she felt the invisible surge of power enveloping... You know what? I just realized my door's just wide open, all this echoey shit. Yeah. That'll help a lot more. All right. Let's see. And the moment she felt the invisible surge of power enveloping her entire body, Apito opened her mouth wide and attempted to launch her final move. This was the Queen of Needles, a barrage of all-powerful poison needles she could only release upon the risk of death. They were created not from mystical magical force, but from a part of her own body, making them tough enough to easily pierce magisteel. Enough of these, fired at point-blank range, ought to penetrate Minutes' force field, and the conclusion she made. Minutes' own force compressed her body in the meantime, even as the needle stabbed through his defensive force field. The decisive moment was here. The end result was a double knockout. Although unhappy about it, although unhappy about failing to score a complete victory, she was still more than satisfied that she had done her part. Death, after all, was not the end. The labyrinth would resurrect you as many times as you wanted. So Apito disappeared from her throne room, awaiting her imminent rebirth. Once he saw she was gone, Minutes decided to rest quietly until his wounds healed. That attack just now had shattered his heart, but he was still alive. This still wasn't enough to kill somebody like him. Given enough time, the wounds would heal. Being able to throw himself into a battle like none before had filled that shattered heart with indescribable joy. What an excellent fight that was. I only wish I could have tasted more of it. Then I would have proved I was the strongest.
I have the weirdest boner
No,
right now.
no. Don't ruin this for me. Don't ruin this for me. I know what fight is coming next.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know. Not the Kumara fight. I know what fight this motherfucker's gonna go to next. He's like, I'm the strongest. I'm like, nah, motherfucker, but you're about to meet him. We'll get to read about that next week. That's gonna be fun. All right.
Yeah.
Still basking in the aftermath, he found he was yet unsatisfied. If anything, his instincts were begging him to fight someone even stronger. Only through challenging and surpassing his limits, he thought, would he ever grow stronger. Then, like an answer to Minutes' prayers, something strange happened. A booming voice echoed across the chamber. Excellent fighting. The voice had the timbre of a champion, one who had made many of the worthy bow down before him. My name is Zegion. You now officially have the right to fight me. If that is what you desire, come to me. Minutes opened his eyes again, as if guided by the voice. A dark vortex had somehow appeared in front of him. Are you going to entertain me? If you do, then it'd be rude not to take up the offer. His body still needed healing, but Minutes nonetheless shot to his feet, not even flinching. Without a moment of fear, he headed off to accept the invitation. Alrighty. How much further do we have? Jesus Christ, it's going to be a minute before... Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, man. Oh.
Do you think you can do 13 pages in 13 minutes?
Who are you asking?
The one person who hasn't read yet.
13
Oh,
well, I don't know, because
can do it.
the percentage on
You
my
can do
thing's
it.
probably different, but we'll give it a
No,
shot.
13
You
of
can do
my
it.
physical pages is very different.
Yeah,
Yes,
no, that's
you
what
can
I
do
don't
it.
know.
Yeah,
believe in you.
that's why I'm saying
Let's give it a
this.
shot.
No.
Do it.
I need to know now. I need to know now. It's not a hey, let's wait and see kind of thing. It's one of those, hey, we need to know now kind of things, because like literally if you don't think we can, then we shouldn't even start the Kumara fight. We should just stop here.
Fair enough. We could probably stop for now.
Yeah, because if we're gonna keep going, we're gonna keep going past 10:30 if we can't get the, because we have to go.
Yeah.
Because right now, where I'm at right now, where that just ended is at the very bottom of page 260.
It's like 12 minutes now.
Is
Yep.
at the bottom of page 260, and the Kumar fight technically ends at the bottom of 273.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7,
Now,
8,
to be
9,
fair,
10,
one of those
12.
pages is just a picture.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's one where it's like, without a sound, the gates open and the battle began. Oh, wow, that's just the battle. Oh, that's about to Kurama. Okay.
Yeah, Kumara.
Kurama.
Kurama, yeah.
Well, okay. Good.
All right.
Understand.
Yeah.
Worst case, we just pick up and I start maybe next week. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we might. Well, let's do that. Let's
Like
do
I
that.
feel
Then we'll
bad.
go.
I feel bad all these times because I'm like, okay, cool. We got time. We got time for him. let's go. And then I realized, shit, if we do this, we're going overtime.
It's gonna be a lot.
We'll start with me next time, and we'll find that out. Then. How about that?
Okay. Oh. Goodness.
Gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't regret that.
All right, guys.
I don't regret the joke.
Then,
I don't regret it.
Then at this point, it is now time to talk about everything that we read this week. So
That is true. We have to do that talk too.
let's have
We have 10
ourselves
minutes
a
of that.
conversation. The reason I didn't stop us at certain places this time around was because the beginning of everything didn't really have like a lot. It was just conversation. And I was like, okay, it's conversation. Why are we interrupting conversation to be like, what'd you think about this? Once we actually got to
I
some
think he brought up some really good talking points, and I think
Shion
that
just
shows
needs
his
to stop,
wonderful,
all right?
wonderful,
Shion
skills
needs
at
to be
ridiculous,
stopped.
negotiation.
Shion does need to be stopped. But no.
She's gonna go out there and get the evidence she needs to prove to him. If anything, if you don't stop her now.
Can't stop, won't stop.
We'll get something, that's for sure.
All right. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
quick.
This good dick. Anyway, dick's out for that guy. Anyway,
Don't stop. Make it hot. Now something's hot. I don't know.
I don't know.
Moving on.
Anyhow, what were your thoughts on the whole the two guys going to Ghidorah, the fight with Adelman and his crew? Because now we're seeing Dungeon Marvels actually lose this time, so that's the inverse of what happened last time. Like,
Yep.
like they came in, everything was going good, and then the Dungeon Marvels were like, "All right, our turn," and then everybody that was in there just went and got wiped out. And now most everybody's been wiped out, but like the Dungeon Marvels, a couple of the Dungeon Marvels have actually lost. All right, so
Starting to sweat.
Ghidorah's group wiped out. I mean, yeah,
Sounds
they'll
like
be back.
someone
Oh,
could benefit from some
Yanta's nibbles. The Gamer Santa. That's a great name. I
The
like
gamer Santa.
that. The Gamer Santa. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much
Welcome.
for the follow. Anyhow,
Yeah, welcome aboard.
there's
All right, we gotta be nice, guys. Santa's watching us.
Well,
he didn't bring me
I
anything
am
for
not
Christmas
nice.
last year. Fuck that.
I am not nice.
Okay, so we got the three big things. We got the
I'll be extra naughty for you.
Ghidorah coming in.
Good.
We've got
you should.
the
Yeah,
Adelman's
we've
group
got
fight.
Ghidorah's group. We've got Ghidorah's group. We've got the fight with Adelman, which again is a lose.
They lost.
They lost. Like Adelman's crew lost, and then we have
So we got minutes.
Then we had Minutes versus Apito, which ended technically in a draw because it was
Yeah.
a double
Count
knockout.
the intermission with Rimuru and everybody.
It's a
in
double
the-
knockout. It's a double knockout. The intermission.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a draw.
not really.
Well,
not really. No.
It's not really even that. It's like
I mean,
minutes is
we
still
did
up
have
and about.
We did have a thing about. Well, I mean, so is Apito. She'll be
True,
back.
but she didn't need to be. He didn't need to be revived.
He
Minutes
wouldn't
didn't
be
need
able to be
revived.
revived. They knew that she could be.
Basically, the only reason he lived is because he has an insanely stupid special ability.
Yeah, literally.
No, he lived.
literally.
Yeah,
She didn't.
it's just-
So it's still technically his win.
No,
barely.
no. Even in the book, it said it was a double knockout. He
Did
could
you not
Oh,
see
yeah,
the
true.
picture?
He could
No,
not.
yeah, you're
he
right.
could not
What's the
continue
picture?
the fucking
Hold on,
fight.
let me go back to the
You're just
picture. Though.
He could not continue
you
the
didn't even
fucking
get to see his
fight.
face.
He
You're
barely
Well, that could be
fucking
back
survived.
up.
He
That
barely
could be on his
survived. That
back.
was not a
I don't
win.
know.
That was not a win. That was a double knockout. I'm going with what the
You're
book
right.
said.
It does say that though.
Yeah.
He is on death's door, so
If-
it's like,
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, but if he was though, it's like then why is he gonna go fight Zejian then?
because he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's not letting
that's
himself recover.
I'm sorry. I'm
His
sorry.
body is
It
still
does
I'm
seem
sorry.
to be. Even
I'm
with
sorry.
that, it just seems
When
like
they
it's technically
walked-
his win.
When they walked into the dungeon, they forfeited all rights to no longer be idiots. They're all idiots. They had
yeah,
a
no one's gonna
choice.
deny that.
They're
he
all
just
idiots.
happens to be a very strong idiot.
I'm sorry. I still think it's his barely.
Yeah.
barely by the skin of his teeth, it's Minutes victory, even if it says a double knockout. I know what it says in the book.
Look, just because he walks away
Uh.
doesn't mean he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He won the battle, but he's not going to win the war.
Dude,
Mm.
I think
Even
you're
then.
looking at I think you're looking at this the wrong way. It was definitely a double knockout. Neither of them could continue the fight. He's not going
Yep.
through the portal and immediately fighting Zetian.
Yeah.
That's not what's happening. He's not going
Oh,
through
yeah,
the
there's a
portal
bit
and
before that.
immediately fighting Zegian. That's not what's happening. Zegian is one of those honorable people. You'll find out what's gonna happen. I don't want to say anything and spoil what's coming in a couple pages, but like coming up in a few more story beats.
Next,
Because it's not, literally next week. It's not going to be far from now. I don't want to spoil next week for you, but
that's fair.
But that's not what's happening here. Minutes is fucked up.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, he is.
Like I said,
he is
barely-
close range
He is
needle.
barely functioning. And the thing is, technically she was too. She just more.
Mm.
So
Well,
it
his
was
ability is
oh,
pretty
no,
stupid.
oh my
so-
god! Oh my god! You're literally arguing a decimal point here.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like you're arguing the
That's
point
what's
zero
stupid about
zero
it.
0.001, and we're like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
he lost.
and
It
we-
is a double.
Yeah,
and
he
we
knockout.
might
could-
as well have.
and we could
yeah.
talk about the fact that the Empire changed their tactics. Instead of just throwing numbers at the problem, they were like, all right, elite special force task force, go in.
Mhm.
100 really strong guys, send them in.
It actually keeps us, the readers, entertained because it's not just a one-side slow. Like, yeah, they're winning. Let's next page. What was something else? What's going on
It's not
elsewhere?
your run-of-the-mill
it's them actually.
It's not your run-of-the-mill cannon fodder anymore. You're not dealing with your average cannon fodder anymore.
Imperial soldier anymore.
It's true though. It's
You're
true.
dealing with a super Imperial.
He has become the legend. The legend
like,
that you
Warhammer-wise.
fear.
Well, I mean, I guess Warhammer wise, this would be like
legendary
sending in a bunch of
super
Astra
minutes.
Militarum,
All right.
and then like several of the custodians show up.
Spider Ham.
Like those are like the super. Sorry.
So
Yeah, no.
those
Yeah.
are the four things.
Yeah,
those
you
are
understand.
Those
You
are
get
the,
me.
Yeah.
Those are the four topics that we can discuss. Please discuss. I'm gonna go pee.
I mean, I've already.
Mhm.
I think we've already discussed about minutes.
Greetings.
No, you've only discussed the aftermath of it.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
The fight was pretty cool. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the only thing that kind of like, well, there's not really a whole lot of like, oh wow, holy shit, Rimuru could lose somebody because they're in the dungeon still.
Yeah.
But it still managed to make it pretty interesting. So I was like, okay, even though I know there's no risk to her dying, it's like, oh, she put up a pretty fucking good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, she was like, yeah, he's watching, so
And also, they're only on floor. What is it? Floor
79?
Like not even
79.
80s yet.
Oh, so yeah, he's
Yeah.
still got like between there and the end. He's got Kumara. He's got fucking
Zegian,
Adelman,
still gotta fight
because he hasn't fought Adelman.
Adelman. Yep.
Adelman. Yep.
hmm
He's basically he's still got a lot to go through.
There's
and
like
then
20%
Veldora, but he
left.
can't even get to Veldora until he kills the others, which
hmm
he might have
I'm
an
not gonna
easier
do
time with the others. Sure, he's still got to fight.
Duh.
Veldora. If he,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he'd have a harder
He's
time.
still got to go through Zegian.
Mm.
And that's
I don't
just
know what his
minutes.
magic is based off of. Is it or his skills based off of magic, right? The gravitational stuff.
It's just if as from what I've just heard from or read from it, it's just gravity magic.
Yeah, okay. But still,
Until
that's really
otherwise
strong
stated.
stuff. hmm
Mm.
It's a shame.
That's
He would have
what-
made a kind of a cool ally, but you know,
Yeah.
He would have been a
the
great
Empire
trainer.
still needs to.
Got
I
that
mean,
gravity
he's
training.
literally an orc. He's a very elegant orc. All he lives for is fighting.
Wow.
Yeah. See.
Yep.
But yeah,
Like
this is.
Yeah. I was gonna say like it's just like Zegian or not Zegian. Minutes is just like the Saiyan warrior. It's just like Goku. It's like, stop it! Stop getting excited about fighting. Promise me you're not gonna fight Zegian. You're beat
Yeah.
up. You can't go. You need rest from it.
Well, I do like the
Alright.
only picture we have of him is being blown apart by fucking
We don't see
Akatel
his
from
face
close
in the movie.
range. We don't even get to know
Alright,
what his face
Commander.
looks like.
I promise I will not go fight Zegian. Brrr.
God damn it.
Brrr.
All Alright.
Did he
If
just
they
hang
had
out, Poppy?
communication.
Yeah.
They don't have any communication. But it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Minutes hung up on me. How did he even do that?
All right, so good to know that we haven't really gone anywhere while I had to go to use the restroom. Good to know that. The
I mean, we're just
topic of
talking about how it was
conversation-
We
like,
talked about the one, yeah.
yeah, mostly the conflict. But I was just saying, like, even though you know that Apito's fine, like, it's not like we're gonna lose her. It was still like, still kept you on the edge of your
Oh
seat pretty
man,
good.
it was a good fight.
Like, it
'cause
will
it's
still
like
take some
even,
time.
It was.
But
It was a
still,
really good fight. Yeah.
yeah.
because there's no
so,
guarantee that
mhm.
it's just gonna be Rimuru's win again.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well,
And
I
I
mean,
like
And it was
no,
good.
And we actually had
Good,
a loss
imagery.
prior to that.
guys. Apito is not Rimuru. Let's not
No.
put them on the same
No.
levels. Apito.
No, I
Rimuru.
said Rimuru's win as like
oh,
Team
okay,
Rimuru.
okay, Team Rimuru. Okay, I thought you were comparing. I was like, Apito,
Like, yeah, Rimuru wins another fight.
Mhm.
Woo!
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
She's very strong, but yeah.
Also,
That's kinda what it was.
also, my
Mm.
boy going up against Zejian now. So, like, come on,
Yeah.
come
so,
on. We
yeah.
haven't even. Here's the
Yeah.
thing.
We still gotta count the minutes for that.
You haven't even seen Zejian fight yet, so you don't know what level Zejian is at.
Barely remember.
But I mean, for him to
It's
be
been 2 months.
before Veldora,
All
it's
you
like,
know about Zejian is that he was trained by Veldora, and anybody that can survive
Yep.
Veldora boot camp. Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
So,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Team Slime Star. God damn it.
He
That's not
watches
funny.
subs and dubs
That's
and
never
reads
funny.
raw.
That's never gonna be funny.
You're the one that started this.
I don't regret it.
Point.
Zejian walks up to Minutes. Hey guys, you look like some assholes that I'm about to kill. You remind me of some assholes I'm
What?
about to kill.
But there's no time for that because the Empire's here right now.
Pulverized guy with a
No,
hole
no,
through his gut says what?
Gabiru.
What?
Actually, no, yeah.
No. That's everybody else. That's everybody else. And then Zejian crashes down. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I should have rephrased that. It doesn't matter because the elites are here.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey guys, I made it.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Yeah,
Made it.
yeah. Do you think any of that gravity magic that Minutes has is gonna mean anything to Zejian?
Probably not.
If it gets canceled, or
Probably
he just
not.
outright just resists it.
But it
outright.
doesn't mean a
turns it
damn
against
thing
him.
to this man.
I'm going
Man,
to
it's
increase your
Zedge-
weight tenfold, Zejian.
Oh yeah.
Did you do anything?
Oh my
you
god!
start-
Oh my god! Is it a repeat of the
What do I should do
Clayman
for dinner
Shion
tonight?
fight? It's like, am I
Maybe.
supposed to be doing something? Is this supposed to? I loved that. That was so
You're doing
fucking
it?
great.
Oh yeah.
When he's like using the threads on her, and Shion's like, "Am I supposed to be doing something? Is this supposed to like?
Is it
what's
my
going
turn
on?
yet?
Like, what is going on? Is this supposed to hurt?"
This is a turn-based battle,
I
right?
love the entire
This
time
is
she was
supposed to hurt.
questioning if he really was a demon lord. She's like, "Are you sure you're a demon lord?" And he's just like, it's. I'm wondering how many of the other demon lords were just chuckling in the back of their heads, trying not to laugh in front of Gee.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, guys, I have officially changed it. I know. I'm saying Gee now. It's so stupid, but that's how I'm pronouncing.
So that's the official translation.
It is. The dub is calling him Gee.
Uh,
Oh, okay, yeah.
The
so-
dub and
Like
the sub
fat?
is calling him Gee. Yeah.
oh, okay.
this guy.
I mean, yeah.
Even though it's spelled
still-
guy. All of them as
spelling
guy
and
was eating his
pronunciation are
popcorn
different,
during.
to be
Yeah.
fair.
You know what?
I
No,
mean-
fuck that. We're gonna call him Gooey.
Gooey.
Gui. Gui.
We
Just call him Gooey.
Call him
No,
Gooey.
no,
Yeah,
no,
like
no,
graphic
no.
user interface. I understand.
That's way too close. That's way
Gooey.
too close to Guido, and I'm like, nah, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Yeah.
No. But anyway,
Gui.
so yeah, all of them as Gee was just sitting there, just chilling. But yeah, the Apito fight was good.
Yes.
I like that we just
Yes.
kind of got the before Ghidorah stuff, but it kind of feels
Oh,
like
yeah.
we got blue balled on the actual conclusion. They're just like, and
Yeah.
they just relegated it to off screen, and it's like, You bastards.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
kind of
it's like,
lame.
You made
Sir
us read
Ghidorah.
all of this.
Now let us go talk about this.
I
And
can
it's like,
understand that
Mm.
from the anime perspective, if they ever get to this, that they would do that. But in the book, I don't know.
That would have been kind of cool, though. That's kind of lame.
Yeah,
They
it
just
was
kinda glossed over
it was
that.
from the noise people made when he killed them. They would go Gee! And so he just decided that would be his name.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
What if he went
literally
with-
what is fun.
Ugh.
Or
The castle of.
the castle of
oh no, it's the black monster of
Oh no, it's the castle of
You become whoop Sora.
Oh,
We are the
I
knights
don't
who
know.
say.
Yep. Good. Gee.
Oh God, what if that was in like a? No, that would have to just be like a short or something. I am the demon lord who says.
I'm actually going to bring that up.
You guys
It's
do
like,
that?
My name is Guy. How do you spell that? Guy? That's not how you say that word. What?
That's not how you say my name.
It's like that's not how you say
Come
that
on,
word.
guy, you've got to be kidding me. My name is Guy. Fuck you. That's not how it's
And
spelled.
it's like, yeah.
Big Guy.
Reamer was the one person who was like,
No,
everyone else was
because
like,
you got to realize by
We'll call
that
you
time,
Little Guy.
by the time we're in there in the abridged, Reamer's not taking shit from anyone.
Hmm.
Especially,
that's stupid.
especially not from Guy.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yep.
He's not. It's like we're gonna follow the script of Slime season 2 pretty closely, but we're not gonna follow it super closely. We've still got our own story we're gonna tell. But within that story, Reamer's gonna go through a bit of a trauma and trial and a tribulation, and he's gonna come out the other side of it a bit different. And
He's gonna
because
start
of that,
listening to Evanescence.
As he should.
no,
Yes.
he's and because of it, Reamer is just not gonna give two shits about who says they have power. He's just gonna be like
enough shit in season one.
When
he doesn't
another
need to
when
be put up
another
with
when
more.
another demon lord is like, you're gonna do what I say. Reamer's gonna be like, oh, that's cute. I'll buy you something pretty.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck you.
it's like, oh, you think
my
you have?
name
I'll
is
get you
Guy.
some-
I am the strongest demon lord. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Let me name another
I'll get
one
you
of your
some peanut
cronies
brittle
real
from our
quick.
gift
It's like, yeah.
No, that should be
Let me go
how,
name
how
something
Rimuru
real quick.
refers to him all the time. Just okay, guy.
Yeah. Okay, guy. Yeah.
Okay, this guy. I don't care about this guy.
Reamer's like, okay, guy. And I love
My
that
name's
they do
Guy.
it.
I don't
That's
care.
how we solve the problem. Is like he's like we're both acknowledging the actual, and we're also making fun of how it's spelled.
Yes, my
We're
name
acknowledging
is
it,
Guy.
I
but we're
like
saying
that.
fuck it.
I like that. We're saying fuck it. So his name is Guy. My name is Guy. And I'm like, whatever you say, guy. And it's
Okay,
like, just like
I like
I
that.
am the demon lord. I am the oldest and greatest and most powerful demon lord on this council. And it's like, well, that's cute.
Okay.
Do you believe this
It's-
guy?
It's like that's cute. I happen to literally be the one that runs this simulation. So if you'd like to continue existing in general, and it's like that's one of the times that Rimuru just drops the pretenses and is like, by the way, I know what this is. There we
By
go.
the way,
You're the strongest person in my world.
Yeah, you're the strongest person.
This is
in
my world now.
Okay,
Although,
there we
to be
go.
fair, I
managed to
keep
fix
forgetting,
it.
like, how
on this
strong, compared to Guy,
Yeah.
how strong is Veldora?
Compared to Guy, Vildor is stronger. I don't know how. I don't know by
Okay,
how
so
much,
even
but he
without
is.
the simulation bit, you could be like, that's cool, my best buddy's stronger than you.
The true dragons are the strongest entities.
in the world.
You have not quite gotten there yet.
Yeah, Veldora is technically not one of my guess.
No, he is.
No, he is.
Am I-
Veldor is
Oh,
one
he
of the
is,
four
okay.
true dragons. Yeah.
God, I just see the on my
That's
camera.
why
I
he
see
couldn't
the. I
kill,
got
'cause he
dots,
only be
guys.
Sealed.
We can check that on Phasmophobia. I got dots.
All right. Anyway,
Sorry.
guys. So yeah, we had the planning. They changed their tactics. Then we had the kids go in and try to talk to Ghidorah, and they were just like, yeah, we're gonna off screen that whole thing. And then we had the fight with Alberto, the Death Dragon, and Adelman,
Yep.
aka
Team
That
Reamer
was
had a loss.
interesting.
aka no longer Skeletor. So we had 2 technical losses for Team Rimuru.
It
We
was
probably
kind
should have
of
talked about this one
lame. They
first.
kind of glanced
immediately.
over that.
TLs.
But, oh well.
We had 2 team losses. Yeah, we probably could have stopped and talked about it, but I was also looking at how
No,
much...
no, no. I mean, like, talked about this
I know.
first before the fight between minutes and now.
I understand that, but I thought about doing that. The thought did occur, and then I was like, nope, because I looked at how much we had to, like, how much stuff we had to get through, how little we'd actually covered so far, and was like, nah, we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep moving. And I knew that we were gonna keep interrupting people while they were reading anyway, so fuck it, we might as well just save it for now.
Yeah.
We'll have some more of this as time goes on, but I really enjoyed this, man. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Good.
Good.
Very
Because
good.
I
Great
like
and
this
good.
particular
Good.
thing with
Well,
the
and
Adamant group because it sets the stage that they can lose,
They can lose.
not lose the whole thing.
However, yeah, exactly. However, they didn't lose the whole thing. Only 3 of them survived. Out of like that group of 100, only 3 of them. So like 97 of them ain't there no more. And these weren't weren't like your average, like, just pussies.
Schlubs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your
Scrubs.
average Saiyan Imperials.
So yeah, it's just like these weren't like your average guys to throw into the meat grinder.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those like quality over quantity kind of things.
Gotcha.
Like it's totally right though.
Alrighty, well, that's gonna be it for us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It is about 10 minutes past when we would normally wrap things up. But guys, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out.
Yep. Thank you.
Sorry again. Friday, they had to cancel whatever they were gonna do for Fantasy Friday. They were like, then Tony was like, "Hey, do you want to do Fan Friday?" And I'm like, "I currently have a kidney stone." No.
No.
Yeah. So, wouldn't have been able to if I'd wanted to. I was literally in the emergency room when Fan Friday was happening because I could finally get like IVs and stuff through me, and get my meds because I could not hold anything down, water, anything. It was not staying in my system. It was, like I said, it wasn't as bad as the first one because it was only 1 kidney stone instead of 5, but like it wasn't as bad as the first time I had kidney stones. But it still wasn't exactly a pleasant experience.
I don't think any of them are usually
Oh
pleasant
no,
experiences.
they're never pleasant experiences. No. So I'm gonna be trying to cut back on calcium-rich stuff. So,
Less cheese.
yeah, that's gonna be the hardest
Less
thing.
dairy.
Less
it
milk,
will.
less cheese.
Well, the milk
Less
I
soda.
don't go through. Oh, I don't do soda.
Okay, so it's mostly just the cheese and milk and all that.
Well,
Makes
I mean,
sense.
it didn't help that I was having shakes from
Yeah, that'd do it.
That probably, yeah.
from Whataburger. So yeah, I won't be doing that, and I'll be getting like healthier stuff. Well, when you come over here,
Yeah,
you
drink
will.
more water too, but
I mean, we have like
That's-
2 of them here in Georgia.
You probably could be
already.
healthy until he gets
drinking.
there, and
I am
then-
drinking a lot of water, and I'm drinking a lot of lemonade. So it is what it is, guys. Thank
Every
you so
time I
much for
think
coming
about
by.
kidney stone too.
I don't know if we're doing Fan Friday tonight or tonight.
Tonight,
This
it's
week?
Monday.
Yeah,
Fan Friday on a Monday.
yeah. We're
It's
definitely.
Monday. Of course we are.
I
doing
don't
it.
know if we're doing. I don't know if we're doing Fan Friday this week or if it's going to be Fantasy Friday. I don't know how that's shaking up. But Saturday, come back by here definitely for new content. For those of you that don't know, we still have the streams with Asha going on this week as per usual, unless those change last minute. Sometimes they do. But we have new incoming stream this Saturday as Royce and Fenris will be teaming up to put together some Gundam models. So they will be building model kits and doing some gunpla and just talking about Gundam and mech and all sorts of stuff. So come hang out with them as they talk nerdy with building materials. If you want to check out any of these fine folk, you can check them out on whatever channels that they would like to tell you about. We'll start with Sonic. Sonic, where can they find you?
You can find me at Snuggle Velocity. And don't worry that you didn't get to hear my dulcet tones. for tonight because I just finished up the first episode of, funny enough, a Sonic the Hedgehog audiobook.
See, that's why we don't
That
let
is
him
on
read.
his-
He got his own book, the selfish motherfucker.
I got my own
That's
audio
okay.
book. I got the first
You didn't
chapter.
invite
Yeah.
any of us.
Can I link that in the chat? Is that like you?
Now
or for
this is
Twitch?
power.
Yeah,
Or-
you can link that in the chat. I
All right,
think.
let me go grab that real quick.
Hurry up.
While you guys
Yeah,
go
promote
promote your
yourself.
stuff.
All right, Shim,
Mhm.
you next.
Hmm?
Where can people find
I mean,
you
I don't
if
really
you-
have a page yet, but at some point I will. I'm working on some tuber stuff, so
tuber stuff.
maybe that will happen.
Okay.
Yeah, tuber
Yeah.
stuff.
So
We'll see how that goes. I'm messing
we-
around with PNG tuber and stuff. So.
we are opening up.
we'll see.
By the way, we are opening up streams for Fat Dogs if you want to actually stream on this channel. So
Yeah,
I
that
don't
could be
know
interesting.
when that
We'll have to
I don't
see.
know when that is specifically being posted. I think Tony was saying something about like an application of some sort for people, and then you can just fill out your form, pick your time, name what content you want to do. Doesn't necessarily have to be gaming. Like do
That's
whatever
true.
content you want. It's just that's the content people are familiar with. So who knows?
Mhm.
You want to DM a session of Dungeons and Dragons? Go for it.
Could be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I've
I
done
don't-
I've only
DMing
done
before, but
Dungeons and Dragons a little bit too myself. So
yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah.
You guys are kind of like
That
the
could be
new
fun.
generation of Fat Dogs, to be fair.
The new
Yeah.
gen.
The new gen.
I know
Yeah.
me and Moom have talked about doing stuff before in the past, but that
Alright.
really didn't go anywhere.
All right.
You could
and
collab. That could be fun.
Moon.
Yes, I do have my own YouTube channel. Of course, it is the same name, Moonlight Sparks. It currently only has 2 Minecraft videos that I will probably not be continuing to Let's Play because I got bored with that.
Yeah,
Hey.
boring.
Fair.
Also,
bored, then
those
it's gonna be
videos
boring
are
for
like
everybody.
practically from I think a year or 2 ago.
Also, hey, you
They're
did
still decent to watch.
you
I
did
well
realize
with them.
you did realize that if you actually went into your Twitch profile, you could actually link your YouTube channel to your Twitch, and you could have exported those videos over to your YouTube channel, and they would have been
They-
archived there. And
That's kind of
never-
cool.
and
I didn't know
not
that that was a
lost.
feature.
Yeah, that's
What?
what we do with the light novel channel.
Well, I definitely need
Yeah,
to do that
now,
with,
but before.
So you could have put
the
the Resident
RE
Evil.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. So I'll probably set that up later. But also, I have just
Set up my
uploaded
Twitch.
episode
Share.
8 of my reaction to
Oh
Konosuba.
yeah.
So any
that's
Patreon
right.
subscribers, any tier, $1 and up, you can all watch that. It is in the linked in the Discord.
Patrons.
It's just me going through my first time seeing Konosuba.
It's a good
Uploads are
series.
slow because upload download speeds at my current place are a bit ass. Connection's great though, so that's nice. But it takes forever for me to upload them, and it cancels out a lot. Like it stops in the middle of the upload, so it's a little shoddy. So I'm trying to get them up as soon as I possibly can, and then outside of
Don't
that,
worry,
it's
they're
just
coming.
mental shit and me trying to live life and still function.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys,
I
you can
think that's
find
all
me
we're
over
trying to do.
twitch.tv/RichieRobert16. That's where I will try to do my streaming stuff now that I've got a much better setup. I will get back to streaming very, very soon. I'm trying to move stuff from my old messed up broken hard drive that's over there. I need to get that hard drive at least fixed to a point where I can move all the files out of it onto my new hard drive so I can just get that. Basically, I'm trying to save my prawn, man. I'm trying to save my prawn. No, I'm kidding.
Trying to save his data's
Gotta
life.
get that homework folder.
No,
It's true.
there's actually like a lot.
All
of
the
stuff.
homework.
There's a
His
lot-
actual homework.
There's actually like a lot of stuff on there that I actually needed to save. That it actually is
Like
relevant.
documents.
That
Is that the
too.
same one that you wiped earlier?
No,
No.
no. This is the one that had all the. This is the one that had all the movies and shows. And
Oh, this
stuff
is the
on it.
OG.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
what
not
happened
good.
to it?
It's not reading.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
I
good.
don't know why. When I plug it in
Hmm.
and when I plug it into a computer and everything to get it started, it just starts beeping.
Is
Hopefully
it,
the files didn't get corrupted.
Is it SSD or HDD?
HDD.
Probably HD. Yeah.
It could be one of the readers inside of Gone Bad.
Okay, well,
Hmm.
who do I go to get that looked at and fixed?
I was gonna say you
That
might
would
need
be
to
like
go to
a
someone.
Best Buy, like
Okay.
you take it to those tech nerds.
The data
Take it to
recovery
any
people.
sort of
Geek
tech
Squad.
store and be all
Okay,
like,
so
"It's
Geek
not
Squad
reading."
could do that. Okay.
potentially. It's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
They might be able to pull the files off for you, however. So
well, I just need to be able to pull all the files out and put them on this new HDD, this 10
Yeah.
terabyte
Yeah.
HDD that I'm getting.
hell yeah, let's go.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so
Badass.
badass. All right, guys, thank you so much. We will see you all later.
Oh,
Bye bye for now.
Goodbye.
Bye.